but, oh. Niners! Fam, it's Sunday. The last Sunday that we don't have to play football. And this time next week, we'll be saying things like, 1-0, baby. You knew it was coming. We about to roll, baby. Until somebody says to me, okay, the Hawks coming up next week. Why y'all want to pour water on my smoking, man? I don't want to talk about the Hawks. I want to enjoy this game, what we just did. But see, tonight, there is really not a lot. We've talked about everything during the course of the week. I have tried to avoid controversy tonight, and some of what I do is being extremely misconstrued. So you know what? Listen, anything you want to talk about today, and I'll go over. Here's the thing. Let me. Roster surprises are plenty, right? This final week going into the season, if the final week going into the Niners season opener versus Bears is an indicator or a sampling of what to be expected in the 2022 season, we may need to wear seatbelts this year just to get through the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. This year, the Niners roster assembly was pretty interesting, to say the least. Tonight, after reviewing the Niners' dramatic roster assembly results, the phone lines will be opened up, and you can come on in. As I was going to say, of course, we can talk about the roster, some of the things you agree with or not disagree or agree with. We never went to the 53. We talked about it in general around it. As I said, I am not going to start any fights tonight. If you want to, that's you. I won't be drawn into any of that. That will be discussed amongst everybody. Let me put it this way. I will try to do my best unless somebody just really gets outrageous and intentionally tries to get me going. I am not trying to do that. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, let me go ahead with that. The week of roster cuts, it was pretty wild for the Niners, and the unexpected news involving Mrs. Garoppolo's son, Jimmy. Restructured his contract to stay with the Niners, added an exclamation point to the entire week to got everybody going. I just want to run back through some of the top headlines from a roster standpoint heading into the preps for week 1. So JaMycal Hasty, we talked about it a little bit during the course of the week, right? JaMycal Hasty was waived by the Niners at the final roster cuts. They might have hoped to get him back on the practice squad. They probably did. Fam, there's a really serious problem going on with the practice squad as far as running backs go. We'll get to that in a moment. But he was grabbed off waivers by the Jacksonville Jaguars, as you know. Tariq Castro-Fields was the only 49ers draft pick to be let go. That just speaks volumes, I suspect, for the 49ers defensive back room. San Francisco was aiming to add him on to the practice squad, most likely, but the Washington Commanders came in and said, yeah, we'll take you. What? No! Because that was the kind of depth that we probably could have used. We could have developed him. He had the speed. All we had to do was work with him a while. No telling what he could have been the next Akello with his spoon. He was faster than Spoon, too. And then there was Nate Sudfeld. Not long after the 49ers released Sudfeld, he signed to a deal to be the backup caller in Detroit, the Motor City. His roster spot was taken by 7th-round rookie Brock Purdy. And, of course, we got an offensive lineman. You know what bothers me about this offensive lineman? No. The 49ers were awarded hands-off of waivers. Where do we rank in the waiver wire? And how good can he possibly be? He was added to the roster and could compete for a starting job, but that says something about our offensive offensive line. He can compete. What do our position on the waiver wire is where? Oh, my God. I just don't. The 49ers, that's going to be the pursuit next year. You know it. The first thing the 49ers are going to do, come out of the gun looking for an offensive lineman with whatever pick we have to start the draft next year. And there's Trey Sermon made the 53-man roster, but had his roster spot taken by Hance. And John Lynch said that the club had trade talks before waiving T. Sermon, but instead he was claimed off waivers by the Eagles, as you probably know by now. Also, J-Dub, linebacker Curtis Robinson. Niners had Ward and Robinson on their initial 53, but moved them to injured reserve, where they'll be having to stay for 4 weeks, because that's one of the policies you have to do once you put somebody on the IR. The first time Ward is dealing with that hamstring injury he suffered after the preseason opener. I mean, you know what I really wish? Give us an update on J-Dub. Let us know how he's doing. He ain't saying nothing in social media, nothing. I want to know, is it J-Dub? Is it healing up? Does it look like 5 weeks from now you back on the field? Robinson has a high ankle sprain, our favorite injury of all time. No, actually, high ankle sprain has to be ranked right up there, tied at least with the hamstrings. We always got hamstrings or high sprains. Rarely anything else, sometimes, but not often. But he also, in the preseason finale, sustained that injury. Defensive lineman Jordan Willis, tight end Tyler Croft. 49ers originally released Willis and Croft, but had agreements to re-sign both of those guys. They were brought in to fill the roster spots vacated by Ward and Robinson when they went on IR. A lot of guys got saved because of manipulation between guys that are injured and the guys that they wanted to keep but couldn't find a place for them. So this works out pretty well for now. I don't know what they're going to do with, well, I've sent them to the practice squad after Ward and, okay. All 13 players spent the offseason with the Niners, including Alex Barrett, Tashawn Gibson Sr., Alfredo Gutierrez, and there's Taylor Hawkins, Quantrez Knight, Tay Martin, Marcelino McCreary Ball, Jason Poe. I think but we got to hold on to Poe. That was scary because no matter what anybody says, Poe's going to have some action on this team. Whether he's doing offensive line work or something else that Kyle may come up with. Willie Snead. You know what? He's on the practice squad. He can't hurt anything. All right? Let's just, I'm going to get over it. I'm going to promise I'm going to get over it soon. I'm not going to continue to be upset about that pass that was right in his hands. All he had to do was pull it down. It wasn't low or high or anything. It's right there in his line of sight. Just pull it down. Pull it down, Willie. We got 6. We're not going out of here with a zip. Okay, fine. That's enough of that. Akeem Spence, defensive lineman, offensive lineman Keaton Sutherland, defensive lineman Kamiko Toure. Okay, that's Malik Turner. These are guys that we were lucky to get back. But Dante Johnson, right? It was a little surprising to many when the Niners released Dante because we do this every year. But it was even more surprising when his name wasn't included in the initial practice squad. That's why I said, what? And then, of course, the 49ers waited a couple of days, and they brought him. I guess they knew Dante was going to be there. And they probably had maybe open dialogue with him or something. I don't know. But there was never any danger of Dante. Dante. There was no problem. Dante Johnson was going to be on this team no matter. We're not going to go another year without DJ until he retires. And finally, after the smoke and dust cleared, the 53 was actually assembled. And, of course, you know we got Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brock Purdy, the quarterback 3, running back 4, Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson Jr., Tyrion Davis, Price, Jordan Mason. We don't have one guy on the practice squad that claims to be a running back. JaMychal Hasty. We're going to be doing like in the movie, what was that movie? Anyway, I'll get back to that in a minute. But you know, you get to hear La Bamba, right? You're gonna hear somebody yelling as we run out of week 15, JaMychal! You know, because all of a sudden we're like out of running backs. Hopefully this year that isn't the case, but I got a feeling that's going to be really rough. Fullback Kyle Juszczyk, practice squad, nobody. That means Hockett did not get another shot at this. And even Juice believes he should have a shot. Wide receiver got 5. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Ray-Ray McLeod, Danny Gray, as was expected. Practice squad, Tay Martin, Willie Snead, and Malik Turner. Yeah, so we're okay there. I don't think we got any problems to worry about there. Tight ends, we got 4. George Kittle. Somebody did say we're going to have 4 tight ends. We do. George Kittle, Johnny Warner, Ross Dwelly, and Tyler Croft all made the squad. We got nobody in the practice squad, of course, because that's already over a limit of tight ends to begin with. Offensive line, you got 10. Trent Williams, Mike McGlinchey, Colton McKivitz, Jake Brendel, Daniel Brunskill, Aaron Banks, Jalen Moore, Spencer Burford, Nick Z. And Blake Hance, the practice squad, Alfredo Gutierrez, Jason Poe, Keaton Sutherland, all running out the practice squad for the offensive line. Defensive line, 10 guys led by that man, Nicky Bing Sampson, Ebucam. Don't correct me. I got it. Okay. Drake Jackson, Charles Omenihu, who says we've got we don't have any weaknesses on this defensive line. Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, Kevin Gibbons, Kerry Hyder, Hassan Ridgeway. I'm glad he made it. I was looking at his film all before the season started. I said, man, I like this guy, man. Jordan Willis, practice squad is Alex Barrick, Akeem Spence, and Kamoko Toure. You couldn't get a better practice squad than that as far as defensive linemen go down. This team this year, as far as the defensive line goes, it will never want for a thing. Anybody gets hurt, they can be replaced, and hopefully they can come back before the season's over if they have been starters. But, only guy that can't really replace is Nicky B, but everybody else. Linebackers, we got 5. Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Aziz Al-Shar, Oren Burks made it. Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, yes. And practice squad, they kept Marcelino McCrary Ball. And at cornerback, we got 5 guys. Tavarius, Emmanuel, Ambrick, Samuel, Demo, man, come on, man. Give it up for Demo. I was worried about him this year. I said, Demo, that's a lot of competition out there. Can you do it? He did it. All right. Practice squad, Quantrez Knight, and I thought that would be, actually, I thought I had Quantrez rated ahead of Demo, but I guess Demo was not to be denied. We got 4 safeties: Jimmy Ward, Tavares Moore, Talanoa Hufanga, George Odom. Practice squad, Tayshaun Gibson and Taylor Hawkins. And finally, Brian Culp's favorite Roman division of this team or any team, the specialist, Robbie Gould, whom of course KC speaks volumes of all the time. Positives. Mitch Wisnowski, no, Mitch will continue to be the kicker on this team, as many people question that. And, of course, Tabor Pepper is that long snapper. So, fam, if you have anything about that roster that you probably don't agree with yet, have any questions as to the successes you expect from any particular room, anything else you want to bring to the table, it's fine. It's fine. This is what we're talking about because it's Sunday. There's not going to be a lot happening today or the other day. We've already discussed everything all week long, so I just wanted to get together because it's Sunday, fam. I would have missed you, you know what I'm saying? So between now and next Sunday, it's going to be sizzling. Oh, it's going to be sizzling. Anyway, what am I looking at? Oh, Jose 54-8. Ronbo, wish me luck in my fantasy draft tonight. Hey, go, Joe, go, man. Is it Urbex Overland? Hey, Herb, how you doing? And Ari Investor, he says, hey, Ronbo, sorry I missed you Friday. Still having some health issues and sometimes can't be up and around. No surprises for me on our final 53, but I thought Sermon would be gone early. Yeah, and if you thought that, you were right. But I think most of us thought that Sermon, in competition with everybody else, to be fair, did not outplay anybody. You know, Rick Diaz. Hey, Rob, good evening. How's it going, my friend? I cannot wait till 49ers football to 49ers go 49ers. Go 49ers. Nothing but 9. Rick, you lost me on that one. I like it. E-Nice. What up, Niner Empire? Yes. No. It's a one wrap and I'm in. I got the headphones before it's over. That was going to be a good season. I just know it. It has to be, you know what I'm saying? Because, all we've been through this offseason, it's got to be good. Eric, come on in, Eric. And anything you want to say about the roster, final 53, any issues with the 49ers you want to bring to the table tonight so we can all say, what?
I mean, no. I mean, let's talk week 1. I mean, going against the Bears, I think the Niners on paper have a way better roster, way better coaching staff. They have a better culture. I think everything about the 49ers is better than the Bears, which is why I find it really hard to believe that there's some people out there that actually think the Niners will lose this game. Obviously people are biased, but Bears fans, I've noticed a lot, are just saying they're going to win. And that's pretty biased. It is pretty biased because the Niners on paper are completely better.
We're 6-point favorite. I mean, that's a touchdown. You know, that's when you in NFL now. That's called domination these days.
Yeah, and in my personal opinion, I think the Niners will win this game by more than 10 points. I think it'll either be at 10 or they'll win by more than 10. I I do think offensively they will be slow, but I think defensively they're just going to shut them out. I mean, I don't think there's going to be anything the Bears can do offensively to this Niners defense that is just going to, make them move the ball. I think like going into half, it'll be like 17-3 or something like that. I think this team will win pretty much like 27-10, something like that.
And that 10 points is only because in the fourth quarter we start playing the bench and people like that.
It's not an overwhelming score to the point where people are like, holy shit. Like I remember a couple years ago the Ravens beat the Dolphins, I believe, by like 55 or something. Ooh. Like that's like, whoa, what the hell? Yeah, but this is not an overwhelming score, but it is pretty much an ass whooping. 17-point difference. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Lance will have a pretty good game. I think what Kyle should do is just calm the fans down. Obviously, have a game that just holds the Jimmy conversation down a little bit. I think all this crazy shit's been happening. Obviously, but I think if Lance has a good game, it slows down. Everyone's not as worried anymore. And I think that's the opportunity you have the first 2 weeks is, Bears and Seahawks. Obviously, the Seahawks, when we play them, it's always weird. But I just think since Russell Wilson's gone.
That's why I'm going to be sweating bullets that entire week before. Until that game, I cannot take that team for granted. Oh, my God. But anyway, let's enjoy the Chicago game, that feeling, that jubilation you have, knowing that you're going into a game that should be fun for us. But Eric, we got to be careful with this. Let us not get too full of ourselves that we just take the Bears for granted. I don't know what they're planning over there. They must want to look better than they looked last year. It may be competitive for a while. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, my score it's pretty low. It's not an overwhelming blowout, but I think the 49ers are just better on every way than the Bears, and
they really are.
Yeah, and obviously I think in the beginning that it's going to be slow. I'm expecting the defense to just dominate. I would not be surprised if there's like a defensive touchdown in this game. The Bears have no receivers, Ronbo. And
I know, right?
I don't know that Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is going to be a good quarterback. That's one of my things. I think this team will win more games than they're supposed to, like on paper, because I think Justin Fields is, he has that mobility, he has the accuracy, he has the arm strength. I think he's a lot better than people think he is.
Well,
but
he's got no protection out there, fam. Eric, he's got no offensive. Offensive line is the biggest conversation going on around the NFL about a lot of teams. You're not going to protect your quarterback. He's going to suffer. If I'm Justin Fields this year and I set another record for getting sacked, I'm asking for a trade. I just tell him right now, look, you know what? Chicago is not serious about winning nothing. There ain't nothing happening here but me getting beat up and maybe possibly shortening my career. Trade me, please. I mean, because in your second year, you're a young quarterback. You need to get out of there before they kill you. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but I do believe that the Bears have a pretty good amount of cap, and then obviously next year is going to go up. So hopefully, not hopefully, but I'm pretty sure they'll bring in some offensive linemen in free agency, things like that. And I'm assuming they're going to have a high draft pick, so they're probably going to draft an offensive lineman high or a receiver, something like that. But in that division, that NFC North, I think the Lions have a better future. So Don Burr, if you're in the chat, congratulations. You're the third best team in that division.
Are you taking a shot at Mike? Anyway, fam. I think I'll be back tomorrow, if not for sure Tuesday. But Eric, always fun stuff. We'll talk to you in just a little while. All right.
All right, Ron. I'll catch you later.
Thanks, Eric. Have a good night. Yeah. I don't know. Should we tone it down? We're not at Friday night yet. We're not ready to talk about what's going to happen with the Bears game. We can feel good about it, but I don't know if we should get into blowouts and stuff like that in game one. Maybe we can. I hope we do. Oh, welcome in to Rev. Come on in, Rev.
Ronbo. Man, what a game. What a game. I just finished watching my Florida State Seminoles.
How'd that go?
In my
a
house
lot of college
screaming.
football this weekend.
Yeah, so it was a good game. It was a real good game. But
Rev, who won that Notre Dame game? I was actually monitoring that because I figured we're going to find an offensive lineman out of there.
I believe Notre Dame won up.
All right.
But the most important football is on Sunday. So let me jump right into it.
Uh-huh.
Want to start this off by saying shout out to my 49er family worldwide, repping that beautiful red and gold 24/7, 365. Thanks to man Ronbo for giving us this platform to speak our hearts and our minds about our team. Well, got that out the way. Let's jump into it, man. Like roster cuts, it didn't surprise me one bit. The one thing that did surprise me is keeping Willie Snead. Like that, I'm
don't
not
get me started on Willie.
that one.
Oh my God.
I'm not understanding that one.
Ooh.
But as far as Sherman and Hasty, I knew they weren't going to make it. They don't get me wrong. They have some attributes that may help, but it's like, man, you're not cutting it to what Kyle wants, and obviously it was shown during preseason. So we're past that. I'm glad a couple other cats that we cut got picked up by other teams. So that says a lot about as far as our coaching and our development to get other players out there to shine with other squads. So what I'm saying, big ups to everybody that got picked up.
Ooh, Rev, you make a good point there about that, because the running backs out of the 49ers stable, that is, even if it's Sermon, he's going to be better coached than most people. Yeah, that's a
He got scooped up quick. He got scooped up real
Hasty
quick.
too. Within 24 hours, they were both placed.
Yeah. So, I mean, they just didn't fit what we wanted them to do. The main importance right now is week one against Chicago Bears. And, the caller earlier said, on paper we look better. Yeah, we're obviously the better team, but it's I take the motto of any given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And, last time we played the Bears, Justin Fields gave us a little bit of headache. We came out with the dub, but he gave us a headache. So I'm expecting the first game jitters. I'm expecting, nothing too crazy. Just like my high school game I had Friday, we were up by 14, and that 14-point lead went away super quick, but came back and won the game by 3. So anything can happen.
Always does.
But we just got to get that balance and just progress each Sunday. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But as far as the roster cuts, we made our moves. We did what we did. All right, cool. Now we focus on Sunday. For my homeboy that be calling in the Bears fan, like I told you last time,
he won't call us anymore. He's become antisocial. I don't know why he won't call. He's everywhere else, I heard.
I mean, it's all good, but hell, pain, and punishment is coming Sunday. I can tell you that. Hell, pain, and punishment is coming Sunday. So and then obviously it's a real big day for a lot of people. Me being a New Yorker, I'm saying it's 9/11, so it affects a little bit. But just keep in mind, I'm saying we got football, and we have a mission as a team to go out here and do what we do. Our objective is to get number 6. Win, lose, or draw. All of us in this chat room worldwide that are Niner fans, we've seen the dark times, we've seen the good times. Ain't nothing changed. Rep them colors. Stand up. This is what we are. This is what pumps in our hearts. This is who we are. So any given Sunday, game by game, brick by brick, that's how we're gonna do it. So y'all know how I do. The rest try to keep it positive, things like that. But you already know on Sunday, Book of Champions is coming out. Got some real good material to preach out to my 49er fam.
All right.
I just want to give a shout out to all of y'all. Ronbo, thank you. We love you. We appreciate this platform to speak. And y'all know the Rev's motto. In order to be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! Chicago Bears, we about to make y'all feel like Cubs. So let's get this Niners for life. Ronbo, appreciate it. Thank you. We love you. Yo, shout out to my fam. Shout out to production. You know what I'm saying? Yo, rep that red and gold and all those little lamb chops in the chat. We don't care about y'all. It's a new season. 0-0. Let's go. Niners for life. Appreciate it, Ronbo.
Epic stuff, man. We'll see you possibly tomorrow, but for sure Tuesday. All right. Night, Rev.
All
Appreciate
right,
you, man.
Good, man. Peace out.
And I love Rev since we've been through the dark times. It reminded me of a song. I get knocked down, but I get up again, and you're never gonna get me down. I get knocked down, and let me, I would get into the whiskey drink, get the lager drink. Okay. Anyway, by the way, Ohio State beat Notre Dame. I just noticed somebody put that score up. Okay. From those blue waters of Hawaii, it is Tony Nagatani with tiny bubbles. Tony!
Aloha, Ronbo! Happy Sunday.
Tony.
How are you?
Doing great. This is my last week to be relaxed. I'm going to take full advantage of it. I'm going to be ridiculous all week long. People are going to think, what is wrong with him? Why is he so happy? Because
I never took you for a Chumbawamba fan. That's pretty funny, Ronbo.
Oh, God, I love that song so much. I had the words memorized. Every time I hit the pub, I was singing that song. Oh,
Great
God,
song.
It kills me. Woo! But, Tony, anything with the roster that you think was done wrong with the final 53 settling down to it was? Did we miss somebody? We lose somebody that we should have kept? Did we keep somebody like Willie Snead? Did we keep anybody that we should have probably let go and hold up another spot?
I think the only failure of the roster construction this year, well, two things. So the biggest failure is the fact we couldn't get any return value for Trey Sermon. It was pretty clear he wasn't working out all preseason. The Niners were entertaining trade offers for Trey Sermon that did not materialize. And Howie Roseman over there at the Eagles, just very, very good at his job. Yeah. Very, very smart. Called our bluff, just waited us out, waited for us to claim an offensive lineman, which is a very smart move on the 49ers' part, and cut Trey Sermon and got him for free. That was the biggest failure of the roster construction. I'm also disappointed that we lost the cornerback that we drafted this year, who immediately got picked up by the commies. I'm very, I would have liked to. I mean, clearly there was interest from other teams on him, and he went to DC. So I'm a little upset with that, just because cornerback. We are very deep at corner this year. This is the best position we've been in at corner. Honestly, maybe even since 1994. Yeah, actually, just giving us the fact that we're probably going to get Verrett back off of IR in the middle of the season, and Ward and Mosley are there. Of course, we got that the 5th round draft pick playing nickelback. Jimmy Ward is hurt, but so luckily we have that pass rush. So like that should offset what we lose in coverage, missing Jimmy Ward. But it was disappointing to see us lose that cornerback. But overall, the biggest blunder was Trey Sermon, either using 2 4th-round draft picks to draft him to begin with, or failing to get any value for him in return because other teams wanted him. And the Eagles have a good roster of their own and picked him up at the first chance. So that's the only thing I'm kind of upset about, Ronbo. But were you upset about any of the roster moves that at the end there?
And as you mentioned, I with Trey Sermon, I said to myself, Sermon was a 3rd-round pick, and I entertained that, what you just mentioned, for a few seconds, and we got zipped for him, and they sat around, and the 49ers didn't actually call their – with Jimmy, the 49ers already shot themselves in the foot because they already says, we got this, this, and this, and this is this and this. Of course, everybody said, well, we'll just wait till you release him. But they didn't even do that with Sermon. Sermon was a complete surprise. I think they were trying, Tony. I think they were trying to see if they could hold on to him long enough. And they had some trade talks, but they had the trade talks with the team that wanted to get him. And maybe they shouldn't have had those talks because as soon as the Eagles says, okay, they talk to each other. I could tell from John's body language that, he's going to cut him. And we'll just wait. Yeah.
All my friends who are Eagles fans were telling me how much the Eagles were looking around for running back help. By the way, anybody who has fantasy drafts coming up, don't draft any Eagles running backs. That's the advice I've been given. If they're picking up Trey Sermon from us, don't draft those Eagles running backs. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. But it does pay me to see us kind of to see John Lynch get beat again. But I'm also going to disagree with you, Ronbo. I think the 49ers ended up with the best possible scenario with what happened with Jimmy G. And at the same time, Jimmy G, class act that he is, took the pay cut. Like that's first of all, $6 million is a lot of money. I want $6 million for anything, first of all. So that's a lot of money. But he took that pay cut because he'd rather be a 49er than be anything else. And it's pretty clear the only way he's leaving the roster now is either next season in free agency or if a starter on a playoff-ready team goes down. So either way, Jimmy played his cards right, and the Niners right now are sitting pretty at the quarterback room, because we have the young stud who is going to, I think, take the offense to that level that Kyle Shanahan wants to take it with the deep passing game to complement that running game. And then, in that worst case scenario, we have Jimmy G, who we know we can win games with, and he took the pay cut. So, all in all, that's really something to kind of be admired. Someone who has led his team to a Super Bowl, who has led his team to an NFC title game, is willing to take a significant pay cut to actually be a backup quarterback, understanding the roster politics of it all. I say that's pretty darn strong. That it really is strong. So I'm not mad at all about the way that Jimmy G situation transpired. I would have liked to have seen return value for him this year before the draft, and I think that was very much in play before Jimmy had to get the surgery. So again, it's just the dice didn't fall the way that Jimmy and the Niners front office thought it was going to fall, and as a result, now we have one of the most solid quarterback rooms, if not the best quarterback room in the NFL, and for not as much money as other teams. So all in all, I'm feeling pretty good about that. So yeah, what do you think about all that, Ronbo?
And I agree wholeheartedly, because I always knew Jimmy was a cool guy. I could just see it in him, but I didn't know he was this cool. I'm actually shocked and surprised at it myself. And then when the media hit him, he stood up there very calmly and says, "Well, if you got a problem with that, maybe your ego ought to be checked." I said, "Whoa, look at Jimmy handle that. All right, let's go, JG." So because I've always been an admirer of his anyway. So totally. If he's going to behave like this, he just took it up a notch with me.
No, I absolutely agree. To the point where I know you'll never be able to, but you should put that fat head back up until next season. I think that's just inviting criticism. I understand why not. No, I'm kidding. I personally do believe in Trey Lance, and I'm very excited for Trey Lance. I drafted Trey Lance in a couple of fantasy leagues over the weekend, and I'm so excited to see what he does in this offense. And I'm licking my chops, Ronbo, because I started doing some pre-scouting for the Bears, looking at that Bears run defense. PFF has the 4 starting Bears defensive linemen and Roquan Smith as mediocre against the run. Okay? Tony, in the 50s as run defenders.
Don't give me too much about the game, because I want you to come back Friday and give me some more of that. All right?
Sure. Sounds good, Rob.
That report in itself is already making me crazy.
I can't wait for Sunday, next Sunday. I cannot wait.
I tell you. All right, Tony. We'll see. I'll see you before Friday, though. Hopefully, if you got time. All right.
Mahalo, Ronbo. Take good care. Aloha.
Mahalo, Tony. Night. There he goes. And here he is. He is Chill. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Phil, here we are. Our last week to be really at peace and relax and sitting back on the lawn chair in the middle of your living room because you don't want the weather beating you up. Watch whatever you want to. But Jill, I'm telling you right now, the roster. Are you happy with the assembly as it is? The dust is finally settled on it.
I'm excited. Ronbo.
Yes.
We've got probably a top 3-4 roster in the league. You there?
I'm listening. I'm watching because I wholeheartedly agree. I'm seeing where you're going next.
So, I mean, this Bears game, if we don't win this going away,
it would actually be embarrassing. Yeah, really.
Their offensive line is not very good. Our defensive line should tear them apart. Their defensive line is not very good.
As Tony just pointed out, the linebackers included. Very piss poor against the run.
Exactly.
You don't want to play the 49ers who've got no run defense. Oh, my God.
I mean, this should be an easy win. No, I'm thinking we're not going to be challenged until the Rams game. So, which is the 4th game of the season. So,
yeah, and I just heard today that the elbow guy is going to be fine for week 1.
Match ours. So, Ronbo, I'm thinking we're really good shape.
Yeah.
I'm so positive on our team right now. And
I hope McGlinchey's okay. Have you heard anything about him, Phil? Of the last 48 hours or
well,
so?
I heard he was stumbling a little bit. I saw some tape from him. But you know what? McKivitz is going to handle it. You know?
Yeah.
I think, you go, but you know what? Our offensive line is ranked, even with McKivitz in there, mid 15, like 15th or 16th out of the 32 teams.
I'm not surprised.
There's
There are
a lot
of
teams
bad
with
offensive
bad
lines
offensive
right now.
line.
Yes, plenty of them.
So I'm not worried. And our offensive line is going to grow over the years. Over the weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, the young guys, after more reps, they're going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because they're not untalented. That's a good point, Phil. They're just new. And offensive lines need time to gel together.
And so, I'm thinking we got a weak schedule at the beginning of the year. I think we're going to be good. And by the end of the year, I think we're going to gel and peak at that time. So let's go. Bring it on.
Yes, it's going to be fun. Especially if we have a lot of those yell and scream plays. We need that right about now. And Kyle hasn't exposed any of his offense. We have no idea. Nobody knows
Ronbo,
what they're working at.
We're a good team.
Oh, no doubt.
Let's go in the season and let's take it on. We're a good team. Nobody wants to play us. Nobody.
My homeboy, Rams.
So.
I see you guys in there talking. All right. Yes.
No,
Rams.
Rams.
I can't wait to play the Rams. I want to know just how good do they believe they are, and I want to know how good they are because you got Rudy in my
they
Twitter.
lost
if I could just reach in and
8
choke
starters and they fulfilled 3.
Hmm.
So the Rams are not going to be that good. They're not. Everybody's thinking, Ramsey, and you got Aaron Donald. And
the networks are pumping them, Phil. They all talk about the Rams like Tom Brady's is possibly in trouble to start the season, and he is because he has no offensive line. And the Rams this and the Rams that. I say, you guys, the Rams lost a lot of people, okay? Yeah, God.
They're 1 or 2 injuries away from just destroying their season. Us?
Yeah.
We get an injury, backfill.
We know how to build a team.
We got talent.
Yes. And Phil, if you're on that defensive line, you don't want to go down an injury. There's some backups out there that they can move in, and you might have a tough time getting back. We'll see.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
That's what we want, exactly.
That's life in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Ronbo.
All right, Phil. Great to hear from you. Without a Sunday with no Phil, that doesn't make any sense. Man. Delighted. All right, Phil.
All right.
Have a great night.
We're going to be good. We're going to be good.
Oh, I believe it, too. All right. And what?
All right,
Phil. Night, Phil.
All right. Later.
Later.
Bye.
And hey, Pablo. Phil needs vitamin B.
Ronbo, how you doing?
Pablo, doing great, man. Because like the season's about to start. Finally, yes. No more waiting, no more speculating, no more overthinking. Just do it. Pablo, how you feeling, man? I haven't talked to you in forever.
Yeah, been doing good. Yeah, I'm excited about the season starting, playing the gummy bears. We should handle them pretty good.
I got to remember that. I got to write that. Remember the gummy bears.
Yeah. Yeah,
hey,
but I just wanted yeah.
No, I was going to ask you. So, are you stoked about the? Normally, I think we always get excited about our roster. At least we have for the last 3 or 4 years. Is this probably the best roster we've had since Shanahan arrived? When I think about overall, there's no real holes. You can call the offensive line a hole, but it's one in that's forming. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it is the best roster that Shanahan's had, and he has no. This is like everybody's saying, and I agree that this is a Super Bowl roster right now, and and Shanahan and Lynch are under fire, to win a Super Bowl this year, hopefully. And just even though because the Lambs they just won, and Sean McVay is Shanahan's understudy, and he has a Super Bowl now. So Shanahan, I'm sure Shanahan's feeling the pressure.
I know, that's got to be pissing him off. One of my guys beat me. Oh.
Yeah, he has one, and I have 0. He has 2 Super Bowl losses, so that's gotta bruise his ego a little bit, So he's he knows that, So that's why he kept Jimmy, just for a safety plan, a backup plan, just in case things don't work out, But yeah.
Pablo, this team also, the mindset, and I really do believe that all of them do feel that they do have. I was looking at, and Menahu was telling everybody, shh, we got a defense and they got no holes, And the offense is probably, right now, the offense has got a depth of maturity, of talent. There is really no reason for them not to excel. From wherever they've been the last 3 years. I really do see by now, you guys been together for a long time. There's no playing slow. You know what to do. Let's go do it. Overwhelm teams, cut down on mistakes, and let those flags. Let's not have a lot of flags, guys. I don't know how you're going to lose. And against the Bears, it is almost pressure, Pablo. We can't lose against the Bears because the media, our lives will go black. I mean, the scene fades to black immediately. We have to beat the Bears. We have to beat them convincingly. Even if we barely beat them. The 49ers escaped Chicago. Oh, don't start it. This is the NFL. I'm ready already.
Yeah, one thing everybody talks about, too, and I noticed it, too, that Saints game is like Kyle Shanahan. He really game planned that game really good. There was so much of a flow in the offense that if he would just game plan like that every game, we'll be having two Super Bowls by now.
We saw plays we've never seen.
It's like he scripts the plays like other games, just like in the first series, we score a touchdown really fast, then he just goes by calling random plays that don't go. They have no flow with the offense. They're like, there's no real flow there. But I'm expecting good things this year, that he has no more excuses. I want this offense to be, explosive at times. It's going to take time with Trey Lance, to catch up and everything. But hopefully he learns from his mistakes and goes back to being like an offense like the Falcons had,
Mm-hmm. Long as he doesn't get impatient or down on himself. But you know what? With Jimmy and Kyle in his ear, I think he'll have all he needs, to excel. Because you got experienced quarterback on one side, you got Kyle and his wisdom on the other. And, I'm pretty sure he's going to be fine. I really do.
Yeah.
So we got this.
It was nice
okay. Pablo?
Hopefully we yeah. Hello?
No, I couldn't hear you for a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want a winning season and that Lombardi. That's all I want.
I know. We've been
waiting a long time, Ronbo.
I know people make fun of us, Pablo. I stopped saying Quest for 6 because every time, no matter what social media I'm on, here it comes, dude. Y'all been questioning for that for how long, man? Look, you know what? What team is your team? Buffalo. Well, what is your area code in Buffalo? I believe it's 044. You need to shut up. So we get Patrick Mahomes in there talking trash. Got his first trophy in 50 years, and he's got the unmitigated audacity of being in it. The Rams, they've got one championship in L.A. I don't care what anybody says. That other championship was in St. Louis. That was the St. Louis Rams, not the L.A. Rams. So we can't get no love. We get that trophy, though, Cowboys, everybody else. Pablo, we're talking about respect. Finally. Want it. We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it. No doubt.
Hey, Pablo. Hey, good to hear from you again. Let's make this a habit. I'm hoping to be back tomorrow, but maybe Tuesday. All right?
Okay, Ronbo. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, fam. Have a good night. And Big Show says, not looking for sympathy, but unfortunately had to deactivate my Twitter account. When your opinions who don't align with a certain group on here get called out on Twitter, it becomes a bit scary. Show, I got to come. We still got to talk. I mean, So are you on Instagram? Y'all ran my dude off of Twitter. Come on now. Show, come on back, man. Thanks for that contribution. I can't believe y'all did that to show. Emilio.
What's happening?
Emilio, you at home, huh? I hear that baby back there.
Yeah.
Emilio.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah.
Come on in, man, because we're talking about the roster breakdown, and we're tonight is that give yourself a high five night because we got a baddest roster, one of the baddest rosters in the league. I mean, you know what I think about it, man? I'm trying to think of a roster that's actually better than 49ers from top to bottom, depth-wise, and everything else. You know what I'm saying? I honestly, this is not seeing the world through red and gold glasses. I'm just being honest here. When you think about it, don't we have at least one of the top 2 or 3 rosters on the league?
No, we do. I'm surprised it took you long enough. Or are you still scared for the season?
No, you know.
I'm like, which one is it? Now we got the top.
I don't know enough about the other rosters around the league. Is my problem. I'm not sure.
All long season, you've been talking about. I'm scared about the schedule. Now, come on, Ron. But you got.
No, I am.
I tell you,
hey, Emilio, until we beat the Hawks, I'm not done worried about that. The Hawks, Emilio, every day, every time we play the Hawks, last year, I circled that team on my calendar. I said, we got this this year. It's over, and we go in there and get an ass whooping. I was like, oh, but you don't get to be kidding me! Oh God, the ref, what was he doing? What was that? You know, Emilio.
And you got to look at it. I've told you this before. If we get our ass by the Seahawks, oh well. If it is what it is, we get them. We get them once, we get them once. It's just like when we beat the Rams, they can't beat us. So what's the difference? It's just some teams have your number. You play the team twice a year. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. When it comes to Arizona,
but not like the Hawks. We beat everybody else sometimes. Ian Sharp put it just right. I got Hawks scars all over me, you know. Just we're gonna do it this year though. Yeah, they can't get away this year because Hawks are in a rebuild.
No. Yeah, like I can care less. Like I said, I would love to beat the Seahawks twice a year, whatever. To me, it doesn't matter. It's just how many games you win, and then once you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different story. It doesn't matter because you can beat every single team, and then you just fall apart in the playoffs the first game around. So.
Cowboys.
Like I said, I just don't. I don't want to turn into the Raiders and Cowboys. You come on there as soon as you go into the playoffs first round, you're done, or you just beat the wild card, and then you can't get past that point. So it doesn't matter. Like I said, we can have a good start, get a good start, and then we fall apart. And I said no. It's the point when you get to the playoffs. Like I said, this point, like I told you before, I see us winning between somewhere 10 and maybe 13 games. So. The roster's built, you know, Shanahan and Lynch have been doing their part to building this team. So other than that, I have nothing to worry about. Like I said, it's Trey's time to shine. Hopefully he stays on the field all season. So, you know, other than that, like I said, I'm ready to roll. I've been waiting for week 1. So,
you're attending the Broncos game, right?
Yeah. I'll be there.
Yeah, we'll get everything together for that. Yeah, we got to hear from me, our man in Denver.
I make, like I said, it's just, I was trying to go to a different game, but it just, at the time I got my plane tickets, it's just gas prices were so high. I was trying to go to Atlanta, but it was that time that gas went up so high. I was like, I don't think I'm going to do that.
And that definitely affects plane fares or airfares. I mean, it's just.
No, it did. So I was like, oh, no, they wanted too much. I said, just for. Yeah, but it was about $1,000 almost each there and back. I said, I'm cool. I said, no, I'm not from California. I mean, I know people that were going. That I have buddies that live in Texas that were going. It was a lot cheaper for them. But I was like, I'm coming from California all the way across country. I said, I can't do that. I said, you know what? I'd rather go to Denver. So now that I look at the plane tickets, now they're cheaper because gas went down. But I'm like,
because they can't get any bite. I mean, that's what they do. You know what though? That Denver game, I bet you picked the best game because now you're watching Russell Wilson. You get. I can't wait to hear from you. You get an eyewitness account as to what Russell Wilson looks like, and you can give us. We can anticipate how well he's going to do over there, or is he going to be meat or whatever? Because I definitely want to know. I'm going to watch the game, but it's not like you being there.
What makes it all exciting too is a Sunday night game too, so that makes it a lot even better. It's a prime time. Everybody's gonna watch it. So I'm like, man, you know.
Bring a coat. It's Denver.
Because what I wanted to do, like before he got traded, I was like, okay, I want to go to that Seahawks game. I was trying to go to Seattle with Russell Wilson versus Trask. Oh, okay. Well, now he's in Denver. I said, you know what? I want to see this matchup.
Yeah.
That's going to be Trey's best test. Honestly, cause after we play the Bears and the Seahawks, that's going to be a good test for him.
You think
really
the Bears
for the NFL.
You think the Bears will be testing us? I mean, honestly, because a lot of us assume.
I'm just saying that. I said we should. I don't see why we cannot beat the Bears and we can't beat the Seahawks. It's just I'm saying his real test is going to be the Seahawks. See if he's really ready for a prime time and all the lights and everybody watching. That's going to really show if he's really ready for the NFL.
And Pete Carroll
had that one win against the.
Yeah.
So, that's the shit. That, like I said, I'm ready for football to start. It's just one of those things. Like, man, we were waiting all season, back and forth with Jimmy gone, and then you got Trey, and then it's Trey team, and then you got this thing going on. I'm like, well, see what happens. So far,
it's still Trey's team. It's still Trey's team.
So,
yeah, that's never going to be a factor. All we got to do is be able to execute each and every Sunday, do what we got to do, and do it well. This season is the 49ers. If we can stay the hell up out the IR, I don't know what would be the problem.
The one thing I really want to see since Trey was training with Ayuk all season, I really want to see that hookup so bad. Like I said, I know Debo's going to do what he's going to do, but I really, really want to see this tandem between Ayuk and Trey. I really want to see that. Like I said, I've been waiting for that. I said, man, we've missed us having really deep threat in our passing game. So it's just, then you look at Danny Gray. So I was like, man, I think they're going to throw it not as much.
That's what I'm thinking.
But they're going to throw a lot more than they have been with Shanahan as coach. So I really want to see them throwing the ball deep a little more.
Hopefully we get that. All right. We got to roll.
I'm just saying, there was nothing wrong with Jimmy doing his dunking passes. It's just, man, you just need a little more excitement in this game. Like, man, can we throw that ball 40, 50 times down the field and, score a touchdown that way? But hopefully, with Trey, we get the shot to see that. So that's what I really want to see this season. Just one more element to the game.
All right. All right, Emilio. We're gonna roll. I'm gonna see you possibly tomorrow or Tuesday for sure.
Everybody else out there, have a good night. Yep, and when you coming back? Tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm hoping tomorrow. There may be a problem, but hopefully, definitely Tuesday. But yeah.
Okay, for sure. All right,
all right, man. Looking for you.
Have a good night.
You too, Emilio. And we moved out. I know. Production says I have to look at Patrick Mahomes. Okay, he's predicting you guys will lose 34-10 to the Bears. Okay, thank you, my homeboy, for the contribution. Okay. Hey, Renzo down in North Florida.
Greetings from North Florida.
Renzo, this must be a day that you got time for us today. I love it. Renzo. And good, because
yes, sir.
I'd love to hear your feelings on what transpired here last week with the roster. Is the roster looking like exactly what you wanted it to? Or do you have some objections? Or do you just want to applaud it? Or whatever you think? What would you have done different, if anything?
Actually, Ronbo, I'm pretty satisfied with the roster.
Right.
I am. But I got to give it to my man, Jimmy G, boy. He is a hustler.
It could be a hustle,
Jimmy
too.
Say, hey, nobody wants to give me this big contract, so I might as well stick with a team that has a fighting chance of going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, may as well not be hanging around no losers next year for no reason when you don't have to. Agreed.
And also, too, Ronbo, when we look back at Jimmy when he was a starting quarterback, he really didn't have nobody behind him pushing to even fight for that starting job. So now you got Trey being the starter.
Mm.
Even if Jimmy comes and takes that job, you still got a guy who can come back and take that job back from you. So I think it's gonna be good for both of them.
Yeah, it could be looked at it that way because I really don't know that what kind of look we're gonna have, but we do know that we got we got no problems with because we don't have to worry about Nate Sudfeld coming in. And I get to, hey Renzo, what do you think about Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy may have a lot of potential. I like the way he handles himself out there. He didn't look like a rookie even during preseason. I'm looking at him like, look at him. Look at he act like he'd been out there for years. So
I like
what?
the way Brock, you know what I'm saying? He moved the pocket and, it keeps his eyes down
Down the field the whole time.
He'll scramble and get a little bit of yards, I was enjoying that.
He's just 6'1" is the problem. And you know how they lie about that. He may not be 6'1", but he is definitely confident. I love it. And Willie Snead, if Willie Snead, okay, don't me get started on Willie Snead. Willie.
Ronbo, he had me laughing when Willie dropped that touchdown.
Could you believe he did that? There was nobody standing next to Willie. There was no reason for him to do that. Oh, and we left out of there with 0, not 1 point. God.
I just want this offensive line. That's what I'm really looking forward to see what we're going to do with the offensive line. How they're going to
we're all worried about that,
Yeah.
And Renzo, there's nothing to be done about it because we lost Alex Mack. We had to replace people. I'm not sure what to expect from Mike McGlinchey. We had to put patches together. Even if they would have went out and got veterans, it would have cost a lot of money, and they still need to learn because offensive lines need to play together before they become fully efficient, right? So I was thinking, man, this is ooh, damn.
Ronbo, I have a great suggestion about getting Alex Mack back.
What's that?
We should have offered Mrs. Mack some money.
Unfortunately, Alex has gotten paid the big bags already. She ain't want for any money. That's wow. We need him this year really more than we even need him last year because we got the new kid coming in, and Mac could have guided him eased him into the league with a lot of help. I don't know about Brendel.
What? Hey, I'm looking forward. Hey, these first 2 games. I know I'm looking forward to week 1, but you know how week 2 we play the Hawks, man. You know how that always be.
Oh, you know I do because I'm worried to death about it. Man.
They could be the worst team in our division, but they seem like they always want to wake up to play us.
They get well. Remember that every year.
Like their whole mission.
Yeah. The last 2 or 3 years, the Hawks will be coming off a losing streak of 2 or 3 games, and I've been saying, oh yeah, the Hawks is they're feeling it. Time is catching up with them. We go in there and the Hawks beat us. I said, go to hell. How did they do that?
I have no idea.
And this goes back to all the way back to 4 years, even before Jimmy showed up. We had him a couple of times, and they found a way to beat us in the fourth quarter. Remember that time, Eric Armstead? He's chasing Russell Wilson in the end zone. We got him. All we got to do is hold him on this one last play. Wilson gets off the throw as Eric's about to bring him down, hits Tyler Lockett, touchdown Hawks. I lost my mind. Renzo, oh my God, they did it again. Oh.
Yeah, man. What? Hey, we got a good game. Well, we play the Bears, man. We should work out our kinks in the first 2 games, man. I'm not taking them lightly, but even though we should beat them, man, this is the game where we should. It's like a dress game. Like, yo, do go out there, handle your business, and get them backups in there to get some reps, man. That's what we need to do.
Mm-hmm. So none of the starters get hurt. Exactly. I want that early in the fourth quarter.
Especially Debo. I'm like, he already started with the hurt. And I'm like, God, the season ain't even started yet, bro. Like,
look at us. We already got our guys. We're ticking out in the fourth quarter. I got Nick. I got Debo coming out. Eric Armstead can come out. George Kittle, please sit down. I can't get a full season out of you anyway. Let's hey guys, let's go ahead and pull. Hey, BA, yeah, let me talk to you a minute. I'm calling everybody in. I don't want it. Yeah. Don't know. No hurt guys.
Mash the gas. Shanahan, mash the gas. Get him out of there. Mash the gas.
Yeah. We'll be okay. This is our year. Yeah. I know, right? Brinzo, we got to be careful. You don't want to sound like the Cowboys and the Raiders. Let's just we got a good team. We have every right to believe that we can finish this.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. And you can't nobody say nothing. It's all about rival
With
fans.
that be Ronbo, I'm about to grab some shit out of them Rusty Knowles won tonight.
College football tonight. I think somebody who likes that team, I think that was Rev. What's your team?
See, Ronbo, I'm gonna lead with this. I'm a Gators fan, man. The SEC, we could have ran the table tonight. We needed LSU to win, and they fell short. Man.
Oh. Rizzo, go get some rest. I tell you what, I'm trying to be back tomorrow and probably Tuesday. And a lot of your schedule's ready for us. Looking forward to hearing from you.
I'm going to get all kind of text messages and phone calls in like the next 2 hours, man. All right, Rumble, man.
Turn
Y'all
that phone
be
off.
safe, man.
Thanks, Rizzo.
Yes,
Hey, love hearing from you. Have a great night.
I'll check y'all tomorrow, bro.
Looking forward. Night, fam. Yes, indeed. You put yourself under the gun for college football and pros. Everybody you know that loves to pick at you. Boy, you got your phone cut. I'll cut that puppy off in a minute. I got to still hear later. And Robert, man, I know you cut your phone off. I knew you were going to cut it off before you did. Sorry. And then I get called a bunch of names. Hey, it is Papa Dangle. Pop.
Hey, Ronbo, what's going on?
Oh, Pop, man, we're just going out through the last week of just amazing stuff. And looking at this roster now, and I'm looking to see if is anybody unsatisfied with this roster. It's kind of hard to do that. Actually, it's a subject that's probably not. I mean, if anybody doesn't like this roster, they don't like spaghetti and hamburger. But listen, I got to tell you though, there's a couple of things that probably Willie Snead. But Pop, did you see anything wrong with this roster at all? Or some things you could improve on, or are they going to be potent enough to take it all away? What are you thinking?
I'm a one game at a time. I'm a one game at a time.
Which is healthier.
I'm just saying it's healthier because when you're 3-5 last year, you're not increasing your alcohol intake and whooping on your wife and stuff like that.
Kicking the dog who won't come in the house during football games. Anyway,
it's a long season. If we beat Chicago by 3 points and it's 10-7 and there's no injuries,
you'll be happy.
I'm okay with that.
You and me both.
I'm okay with that. Exactly. Because right now it's all about winning because this is a marathon. You know what I'm saying?
Winners versus losers. Yes.
I mean, the football team had a long season last year. Going to the playoffs, that weighs on you, man. It's these guys are human beings, and you play all those extra games in the playoffs. I mean, look, Chicago Bears are 3-4 fresher than we are
because they've been rested for a long time. Pop, that's a really interesting variable you bring to the table. I forgot about that. More things to worry about, Pop. And I told you this is my happy week, and you just put me back in a concern.
No. You should be very happy because what they did with the roster was absolutely amazing. I believe the best move that they did, believe it or not, was not letting Jimmy G go to Seattle or the Rams. Because that's where Jimmy G was probably going to wind up backing up at the Rams. Based on what I was hearing, I know the Seattle was going to try to go for it too,
but the Rams don't have any issues with their money. Yeah.
Well, if he's still in California, he's playing with a winner. He's not going to get beat up like he would get beat up in Seattle because in Seattle he would start right away. So but for the 49ers to do that and just control it at least for this particular year, I think is very, very important. Just because now they have the option of actually trading him before the season is out.
With a reasonable price now.
Yeah, he's a reasonably priced. So if somebody goes down, then it's not going to be a big deal for someone to offer a higher pick than we thought we would have gotten and take on that salary to try to finish the season out.
The golden boy of Stafford, I understand, according to McVay, and I think he put that out there just to try to scare people, will be ready for opening day.
No, he will be ready. But I mean, elbow tendonitis is a lifelong thing.
I know, right?
So
it'll flare up anytime.
It'll flare up and it'll go away. It'll flare up. I mean, he's got a lot of passes on his resume. So I mean, Stafford is probably nearing the end of his career, would be my guess, unless there's something
Tommy John surgery. But how long does it take to recuperate from that procedure?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different for everybody. Remember how much torque these guys put on their arms, and I got my staff put a lot of torque on that elbow, because these guys really incredible gifts. But I want to give a big shout out to Don Burr. Thank you so much for picking up Nate Sudfeld and his contract. It's so kind of you. I mean,
you got a hell of a quarterback in that too.
The fact that you guys cut a backup who was better than Sudfeld, it just shows you why the Lions are flying.
Hey, Pop, you got to respect him. He got picked up within minutes after leaving San Francisco. So they like what we do over in San Francisco. I think they like the fact that we came out of that factory. Are we going to be compared to Belichick's factory at some point? Our running backs picked up immediately?
Our factor is a little bit different. I think if there's anything that Kyle Shanahan produces very well, it's coaches.
Yeah.
So he's got coaches from his tree that are doing well, unlike Belichick.
Yeah.
I think player-wise, I definitely think that our scouting department has helped out the Seahawks over the years.
Understatement. God. Jesus.
Joan
players, Hawks. Get him.
But talking about height, though, one of the things that was going around was the height issues, right? Because people talk about height. 6'1" at quarterback isn't desired, but you got to understand that perception is everything, right? Sometimes the heights are, exaggerated. Steve Young got discovered by his wife of almost 20 years last summer at a doctor's appointment when he got measured in at 6'1". His wife looked at him and said, "I thought you were 6'2", you little shit."
Bob, on that note, we ran out of time. Wow. Maybe he shrunk down through the years.
No. He said he lied because he wanted to be 6'2" on the trading card.
But 6'2" on other parts.
I knew you guys were going to go there. Bob, we got to roll.
I got one more thing. One more thing is apparently Poe's height was circulating through the vaccines of all the scouts, and that's why.
Pop, I beg for you, Pop. Listen, Pop, save that and bring it back tomorrow. Then, Pop, I'm sorry, Pop. All right. Hey, Casey.
Ronbo, what's shaking, man? The holy Reverend Ronbo.
Yeah. This is the last week for us to relax, and tonight's show, as I say,
I know, right?
Yeah.
Ronbo, I'm a little worried, man.
No worries. What?
They were down 2. They were 2-4, and they were down 7 at one point.
Who?
In the third quarter, the last time they played the Bears, the Niners.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean,
wait, Case.
It could be a lot closer than
some of those guys on defense left. They don't have any wide receivers this year either.
I'm just saying, I agree with the first caller, Eric, that said that the defense is going to be stronger than the offense in the first week, and it's going to be something like 17-3 at the
It's been
half.
that way with the 49ers for a while now, but that's, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the line's at 7 with the Niners.
I saw 6.5. It's already up to 7 already. Huh? Okay, good.
Yeah, the total's at 41.5. So,
we're going to
something
score
like
that many
27
points.
to 10. Yeah, I think 27 to 10. Yeah, that sounds right. And then maybe like that stupid, 27 to 17 in the final couple minutes in the fourth or something.
Because we take the foot off the neck at that point and just try to stay healthy before we're running out the clock. There's nothing wrong with that.
Really, and it's just a product of today's NFL. The final few minutes of a game is like the NBA. It's back and forth.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's
like
true.
there was this game yesterday, this college game. North Carolina versus Appalachian State. Ronbo, there were 62 points scored in the fourth quarter.
What was the final score?
It was 63-61, and Appalachian State scored 40 points in the fourth quarter after scoring nothing in the third.
That's what I don't understand about college football. How do you score that fast? I mean, as soon as you get the ball, you go right to the end zone.
The game is so much faster. This is it. Okay. The game is just so much faster, and teams are copying so much of what successful teams do. A lot of people are copying what Shanahan's been doing.
Well, nobody does it like he does. And Kyle doesn't get enough credit for his ability to. He gets a lot of flack for every mistake he makes, but Kyle can move an offense, provided everybody executes properly. So,
Yeah, and I think him and D'Amico took so many great strides last year.
Oh man,
that
we're losing D'Amico next year. You know that, don't you? God.
I don't know. I mean, there are some teams that have, their Dick LeBeaus and stuff like that. And I hear Vic Fangio is going to practice again, right?
Yeah, well, Fangio's been hanging out, and he's made his second trip here recently. Vic, what's up, Vic? Do you know something we don't know? Because Vic said, no, I just want to be here because this kid, D'Amico's out of here. So I love the Bay Area, and I plan on coming down in here. Damn! He takes a lot for granted, doesn't he?
I wonder who he still really talks to. Maybe it's Kyle, maybe it's Jed, but
probably not Jed. Jed is the reason why he left. Him and Harbaugh. Well, Jed's grown up since then. Harbaugh talked Jed into saying, "Listen, I want a clean slate." He was actually Fangio must have intimidated Balky at that time, so he got rid of Fangio, who should have been the head coach at that time. So I don't know.
What do you think? What do you think Balky's going to say about Trey Lance's Week 1 performance? What do you think Balky would say?
I can't imagine. You think he's paying attention? Oh, I know. I know what you're thinking. Well, he reminds you a lot of a quarterback that I had back in 2013, 14, and he should come along just fine if he's led in the right direction. But as far as I'm concerned, screw the 49ers. That's Balky. The mother, boy, Balky. God. Anyway. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if he tears his ACL, it's not a bad thing. Everyone wants players with torn ACLs. That's what we're all looking for.
Trent B.
There really was a joke where there was just this joke for a couple of years there where if a player tore their ACL in college, they were going to the 49ers.
Absolutely. God. We went through a lot since Harbaugh, Chip Kelly, Jimmy Tom Sewell. I mean, it's just been crazy,
Yeah,
we're pull,
and people are just so damn quick to forget about Jimmy. They go, well, no one wanted Jimmy in the trade. I'm like, the 49ers wanted Jimmy. That's why he's here. But anyway, Ronbo, I don't want to be the next Papa Dragon tonight. I know what's coming.
I know, right?
Move you on out of here.
I guess we got a lot of folks on the phone. Appreciate that, Casey. I'll see you tomorrow the next day for sure.
Thank you, production. Have a great night, Ronbo.
Like to be. Bye, Casey. Hey, Marcus.
Hey, what's going on, Ron?
Marcus, man,
what's going on, Ron?
We're sitting there bragging and looking at the roster, talking smack, you know what I'm saying? And not looking at any of it. My only concern, of course, and it's a personal problem, I realize that. My only concern is the Seahawks. I don't, as soon as I see that uniform, I know I'm going to go into a paranoia. I'm probably going into, I may be taking medication that night, I don't know, that day, but I don't like having to deal with the Hawks early in the season under any circumstances. As somebody mentioned, those Hawks scars all over my body. But Mark, what about this roster? Is this the roster you want? Is this what you envisioned? Is this going to be enough for you? Is there some things you'd like to change? What are you thinking?
Well, I think Dante Johnson owes Mike Shanahan and John Lynch Christmas present every year because they wouldn't pick him back up. I don't think if a team in the United States would pick him up. I don't think he'd go back to his college and start.
Marcus, that's cold.
Dante, oh my God. And the who dropped that pass in the end zone. He made the team.
Willie
Okay.
Snead. God. Whoa.
Yeah.
Willie's back for his
Ramos-
veteranship, but he ain't here to catch the ball.
Yeah, I like the roster. I'm just waiting. I think the first game going to be whoever wants it the most. I think the first weekend, you never know what Chicago got. You never know what
I know,
team's
right?
going to have. So you don't know. We don't know. So we just got to see what they got, what we got, and we have to go do it.
And Marcus, remember what Justin said? Yeah, people will pass me up. I got news for him. You know, Justin's mad as hell. I don't know if he can cash in on his anger or what, but he feels abused. Yep. He may come in ready to roll.
Did you know, Ronbo, that we passed on CD Lamb and picked Ayuk? So to me, I think the jury still out on Ayuk. When the draft was going on that year, I wanted CD Lamb.
I thought Lamb got picked first. Down. Wait, are you sure? I thought we got Ayuk at the end of we had to trade up.
We traded down. No, we were there to pick. We could have.
Oh, you mean in the first place? We pick up
him, but we didn't want him.
Yeah, but we picked up Javon Kinlaw, right?
But I think no, I don't think we did. I don't know. I got to go back and look, but I think CD Lamb was there.
Kinlaw came in the same time as CD, right? Because BA came in the same year as Kinlaw, I think. And okay, remember because we dropped down, we traded down, we got Kinlaw, and then we traded back up into the first round and grabbed BA kind of late in the first round, as I remember.
Did CD Lamb go in the second round?
Lamb, no. Cowboys picked him up. Wasn't he their first round pick? You could be right. I'm still fuzzy on that.
Well, I got to go back and look at that, but
I know Kinlaw was our first round pick. And then we had to go back up in the first round to get Ayuk. And Ayuk, remember, we got Herm Edwards and John Lynch. Edwards fed them all the information they needed and wanted, and that's why we picked up Ayuk, because we couldn't get a premier wide receiver in the first round because we'd already ran to the first round. They had to trade back into the first round to get up there, and that's when Kyle Shanahan, if you saw the video or that night to watch it, Shanahan went nuts. He was spinning around, and I never seen him like that when we picked up Ayuk. He was delighted. So
I might be wrong. I thought we had a chance to get CD Lamb, and we didn't want him. And took somebody else, and then we got Ayuk at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And we passed on Metcalf too. So I'm still upset about that.
Hey, Marcus, let me ask you though. Now that they've both been in the NFL, is Metcalf a better deal? Because I was a huge Metcalf fan before the draft too. Is Metcalf a better prize than Debo at this point?
Yes, I think he's a better receiver. Because Debo really came to life when they put him in the backfield last year. And he that really shocked a lot of people. But for him being a wide receiver, I would take Metcalf, and I'd take Brown. Brown was in the draft too.
Both those guys from the same school too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Both of them on the same team. Yeah. What school was that they went to? But I said, my God.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, wow. Whoa.
Yeah. But I said, well, we'll see you this coming Sunday, and I hope we start fast, and hope the running game is on. I think the running game will be all right.
Yeah. Oh no, that's what we do.
But Jimmy G, if he had to play in this game, I don't know, with this offensive line, he can't move like Trey. So Trey gonna see a lane. I think he gonna take off.
Yeah, the line gonna hold him. Well, we don't. Well, we hope it's clear alleys. Don't have him taking contact out there any more than necessary though. That could be risky. But we'll see what happens.
And I hope this is Mike last year, the guy who was drafted to Notre Dame. I hope we don't sign him back.
Mike Lynchy. He may not even be able to play this year. That's a serious injury. We'll see. All right, Marcus. I'll tell you what.
All right. Well,
I'll see you sometime within the next 48 hours for sure.
All the Cowboy fans is on here listening to our radio. F Jerry Jones and F the Cowboys. Go Niners.
Good night, Marcus. Cowboys in such trouble this year. We don't have to be concerned with them. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony. Come on in, man. Well, Tony, we're in that final week, and we're looking at our roster. We're looking at our chances. We're thinking that we're going to be as tough as ever. But then again, this is an annual event with us. It has been for years. And, are we going to finally pull this out? And are you happy with the roster as it is? What do you think, Tony?
Happy or not happy, that's the roster. It's out of our control.
Yeah.
But I think the first game, you could call it the dress rehearsal for the rest of the year. Maybe.
Kind
of. It's going to be a grudge match.
Yeah.
Because the young kid that's quarterbacking there,
Justin Fields,
is a little bit pissed off with Kyle Shanahan. So he wants his revenge. And I think it's going to make for an interesting game.
And just for that reason, too, Justin Fields is going to bring the best he can bring, just because, like you're saying, he's looking at the kid that Kyle drafted ahead of him. He probably is fired up for this game, isn't he?
Well, I believe Justin Fields dropped that far as soon as they announced that he had an epilepsy problem, which I think is stupid on everybody else's part.
Because I didn't know about that, and I think you're right. I think they did do that to him.
It was known that he's had it under control for a long time, so that's another reason why he'd be angry. But if we can't beat the Bears, Ronbo, we're in deep shit.
Tony, I just got this fear, paranoia of every time I've anticipated beating a team's brains out, it ends up being a match. I want to believe it, though. It looks like we should.
Because
right?
the run, what scares me is the run home. Right, from week 10 onwards, you've got the Chargers, Cardinals, Saints, Dolphins, Bucks, Seahawks. Forget about the Commanders. And then the last two games, you've got the Raiders and the Cardinals.
Oh, my God. So
that's we've got to come out of the gates firing, and I'm not going to be impressed until we beat the Rams.
I know, right? Just to make them get the hell up out of this chat. And also, I'm reading his tweets. The Rams are just feeling themselves right now. They really are. And if we could just beat that butt. Oh, God. Oh.
If we could beat the Rams and the Chiefs in the first run, well, I'll be optimistic. But if we lose first game next week or whenever it is against the Bears, there's going to be some sparks flying in the...
Oh, the media's going to beat us up like something else.
On the training field.
And I may have to shut the show down.
Media.
Oh, the thing is, I might have to shut the show down for at least a week. We will be inundated with the more a-holes that could be counted. And I know, they're going to be all over. So we have to win this game. You're right. We're under extreme.
Ignore the media, Ronbo.
I'm talking about...
Don't worry about the media.
They stir the pot. Maybe
Fangio's hanging around for Shanahan's job.
I hadn't thought about that. D'Amico's supposed to be out of here for defense does a good job. I hadn't thought about. That's pretty funny. Tony, that's hilarious.
It might be funny, but he's been here, for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So I think maybe this year, Shanahan's he's on the hot seat. Well, I mean, I'm not worried at all, Ronbo, about our defense. Not one little bit. Yeah, or Trent Williams. It's the other turnstiles I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that kid running for his life.
You know what
I mean?
Yeah, that's real risky. It's real dangerous. No, we don't want that. And that means if he's running all the time, that means we're not executing Shanahan-style football, which is definitely necessary to put a team at a disadvantage. You can't have him just out there running for his life. That's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work. And the game against Rusty is going to be interesting too.
Yeah, I know. Because he knows us.
That guy's. Exactly. That game, the whole management, coaching staff, everyone's going to let him prepare for us. So, right, Rusty, you're the coach for the 49ers, mate. Prepare the team.
And I can see Wilson very indignantly taking the pill. All right, Coach. You know what? I got some things planned right here. I'm glad you called on me. Now, guys, get your tablet and scroll to, hey, Russ, I was just kidding. I can see the coach now.
He's going to draw up all the plays for him.
Man.
But, I'm, and what scares me the most, Ronbo, is I've never seen Emilio this confident in a long, long time.
He is laid back this year, isn't he?
He's right there, laid back. No fear whatsoever. I haven't seen Emilio like that for a while.
I think he's on medication because you're right. This is unusual. Not this laid back. Yeah, we lose the Hawks. We lose the Hawks. You just get over it. Move on to the next game. Like, what?
Look, if you're going to be a Super Bowl team, you got to smash the weak and get over the line against the strong. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to get to the Super Bowl beating up on all the weak teams.
No.
Let's face it.
It's not gonna. It's not at all. Because there's not enough of those. So, Tony.
So unfortunately, I'm pessimistic before I'm optimistic, but that's me.
Tony, you and me both. I tell you what we're gonna do though. We're gonna see you tomorrow or the next day for sure. Right? Tony, have a great day. Okay, we're not even. Production's really rough tonight. Israel.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Israel, week before, it's like Christmas. Well, but it is not. It's NFL start. In Israel, we're just looking at our roster, sizing up our chances. Do we have the right stuff? Are we Top Gun Maverick? Are we ready to fly into danger? Find into the danger zone. Are we ready to kick some butt now? What are you satisfied with this roster? What are you thinking? I haven't talked to you in forever, by the way, too. What are you thinking?
Oh, man. Yeah, my bad, Ronbo. I've been busy in life out there.
Out
there and with my job because I have like big responsibility.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm still watching your show, Ronbo.
Oh, thanks,
still watching here.
All right.
But as far as the final 53-man roster, I'm very satisfied with what we got in this roster. I mean, and first off, I'm really glad that we got Jordan Mason in our roster.
Ooh, good. I hadn't even thought it. Yes.
Yeah, Jordan Mason, Ronbo, running back from Georgia Tech. I mean, this man just out of nowhere. I just started to become a fan, like how the way he starts running with that ball during the time with with Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I really like how he's protecting that ball and how the way he's busting into defensive linemen and as soon as he was impressing, and I'm like, bro, we got to keep Jordan Mason, man. We can't let this man go. We can't let this guy go because, this guy is really, really good at what he's doing.
Hey, check it, Israel. Here's the thing. You know what? That's why I said 49ers stop drafting running backs, especially high in the draft order. You look at Elijah Mitchell, 5th-round pick, he beat Trey Sermon out so bad, it was terribly pitiful. And then you look at this kid. Here comes from the next year a UDFA. He also puts Trey Sermon in the rearview mirror. 49ers need to stick to this caliber of running back because those are the dogs, the ones that got something to prove. If he's got talent, he's got skill, forget about drafting a running back. Get that kid that's angry. An angry running back I'll take all day as opposed to the glory boy going to Ohio State or any place. I shouldn't pick on Ohio State, but I mean any school in college that got drafted and in the 3rd round, oh, hell no. Jordan Mason looks damn good. Him and Elijah Mitchell could Tyrion Davis-Price, he may be in trouble. Jordan Mason is a badass. Love him.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. Jordan Mason. I mean, like I really love what he did on the field. Now, the other person that I really got to be a fan of and look out for is the cornerback Womack.
Yeah, another dog.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, Samuel Womack, Ronbo. I mean, like
Yes.
this man, like out of nowhere, he just started playing like he's already been playing for the pros.
Didn't he?
Like, I mean, yeah, like to me, like when I first saw Samuel Womack, after catching like 2 interceptions in one game, I'm like, bro, where's this man come from? He looked like either he came from college or from a professional football team. Where'd he come from?
And they lied and said he got out of college. And did you see him on that tall defender in that last game? Womack was all up in the dude's clothes. It looked like he was possessed by aliens. All you see was the dude's jersey. That was Womack in there. It was all over that dude. They flagged my boy, but I don't care. I want that aggression. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was really wanted to see. Like, I'm like, you know what? I mean, I hope. I mean, like in my mind, I was like, Kyle, you better put this man on the 53-man roster. I mean, I've seen enough on this boy. I mean, seriously, like, you better keep this man on the 53-man roster because I've seen enough of this guy.
Mm-hmm. And he's just learning. Israel, can you imagine what he's going to look like in another year or so? Oh, we got something there. He's going to be a slot corner extraordinaire. The Shark was a badass, but I think he's got a disciple.
Ronbo. Like I'm expecting some good advice for this team, man. No doubt about it. I mean, I love this 53-man roster. I mean, I've been more excited just to watch 49ers started to go through this season. I'm expecting high hopes on these guys,
and I think
especially when it comes.
Go ahead. We only got a few seconds.
Yeah, it's all right, and especially with all those Ram fans are being all over in our Instagram and all over in our YouTube channel and our fan base. I mean, go ahead, Rams. You can keep on talking all that trash. I mean, keep that same energy because you're going to be so disappointed by the time we meet you guys.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait. Oh, it's going to be so sweet. Israel, so good to hear from you, Farrell. We're going to go now. I'll see you within the next 48 hours for sure. All right?
All right, Ronbo. You have a good night.
You
have
too,
a good night,
Israel. All right, fam.
All right.
And it's wait a minute. I see the name Tanisha. That means the donuts must be somewhere near. Tanisha!
What's up, Ronbo?
Tanisha, I'm delighted.
How you doing?
Normally you don't initiate the call. I'm just delighted.
I was excited to call in and talk because I heard you playing the Tup Thumpin' earlier by the Chumbawamba, and I was like, I cannot tell. Then I get up again, and I went on and sang the whole song, and I had to look it up and show Donut, and I was like, look, he was like, you know that? Oh, yeah, okay, you do know that song. I was like, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yes, you got me good, Ronbo. What's up, faithful?
we got a speaker over, y'all, so I'm getting some feedback.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay.
Hold on, we turned off that.
Okay.
Is that better? Okay.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. That's going to be the 49ers theme song this year. And you're never going to keep me down. I get knocked down. He takes a whiskey drink. He takes a longer drink. He takes a cider drink. He takes a whiskey drink. He sings the songs that remind him of the good times. He sings the songs that remind him of the bad times. Oh, Jenny boy. Hey, it's going to be us this year. Y'all still got that speaker. It's open. It's got echo. Can we kill that speaker, y'all?
Let's see. Hold on. That should be better. What's going on?
Let me test. Yeah, that did it. All right. Come on in here, y'all. Waiting on y'all. You know this. Tell us about it. Now, I was talking about the roster, and I can't imagine y'all having any problem with the roster, but if you do, we'd definitely like to hear about it. Or give praises to the roster, either one you want to do. We definitely want to hear from Donut Tanisha.
Yes.
Well, we love the roster, actually. You know what I'm saying? The only improvement that we want, if there's going to be any, during the season, please bring your boy, Mr. Poe, up from the practice squad and up to the active roster. Let's get him going immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we was talking earlier, and Tanisha said that boy, Jason Poe, is just like that Miley Cyrus song. He's hitting like a wrecking ball.
I got a picture of that big monster on that wrecking ball swinging through the air like like smiley
Hell
glass.
yeah, hell yeah.
Little thin suit on. Oh.
I'm coming in.
Hey, he can be
man.
used in different ways too, fam. You know what? He ain't got to just play offensive line. I'm dying to see them give him the ball. We're like 3rd and 2 at the goal line. And can you see the eyes on that defensive line as Trey hands that ball to Poe coming down through there? Even our offensive linemen are going to get out the way. Let alone the defensive line coming at him. What if we get hurt trying to stop at 2 yards? You know you need to move out the street. Oh!
He's coming. He's coming.
That's that big old dump truck coming through. You know what I'm saying?
You know, oh, God. I can't wait. Fournette was worried about losing him, too.
I was for a second, but I'm glad everything worked out when we got it back. But to speak on the Rams fans out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
while y'all talking all this smack, y'all forgot one fact. You know what I'm saying? Y'all forgot one fact. Y'all need to stop talking and focus on what y'all got ahead of y'all, because y'all start the season with the Bills Thursday night, and everybody's going to be watching, and the Bills ain't no joke. So, like I said, Josh Allen is going to be going down the field on y'all. Yeah. So let's see who's going to be talking after week 1 before we see y'all in week 4 and in week 8. Y'all got a tougher hill to climb on that mountain, y'all, before we see you. I'm looking at our schedule and y'all's. That's facts.
They're about to get dumped.
You know, Stephon Diggs versus Jalen Ramsey. And Jalen Ramsey, as soon as he gets smoked, he going to start pointing around the field. Everybody's fault, but he is. I can already see it now. And that frontline defense of Bills. Oh, man. They're going to
spread his arms out wide, talking about, where's the flag, ref? Where's the flag?
Jalen! Oh, bro!
And Ramsey going to cry in the car.
Oh yeah, you go cry in the car.
God, I could. Wow, Jalen, man, you need to stop. And you know what I really enjoyed when that Bengals took Jalen by the face and throwed him into the dirt. Ref said, "What? I didn't see nothing," because he's sick of Ramsey complaining about every call. Can you imagine your referee and Jalen Ramsey? Ref, you can't see what happened to that. Jalen, I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry. Next few minutes, ref. Why don't we trade jobs? And then that's what happens. See,
or the refs gonna look at him and be like, "Man, you got to be kidding me!" After Aaron Donald, what he got away with, man, y'all better just keep playing, man. Don't cry, don't cry.
Get your ass up. Get your ass up.
You know, stop whining. So, you know, but in order to, if the Buffalo wins, you know, we get some relief Thursday night because they watch them vacate like roaches when you turn the lights on. Watch. If they lose to Buffalo, oh. Lord, help us and bless us and peace all around.
Ronbo, that chat is going to be 25% less of what's going on right now, baby. That's all I can say.
It's welcome. God. Oh.
Ready to blow is going to blow in the wind. Marking it slow is going to have to trade in his little punk coat, whatever punk car he got, and Mr. Rudy. He instead of smoking on the cheap cigars, he gonna get a pack of Camos. He gonna be talking like, you know what? I just stopped smoking 3 years ago, and
Hey, fam, we gonna go. It seems like a lot of folks on the phone here tonight. But you know what? Nobody more important than y'all. Appreciate you getting in here. I'll be back tomorrow, the next day for sure. All right.
Thank you, Ronbo. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
We had to put a sneak attack. We had to put a sneak attack on y'all, so now y'all got both our lines. You understand?
And it worked too.
Yeah. And we're going to keep riding with the Niners. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Yes. Love y'all.
Hey,
have a good night.
And be good. And if you can't be good at it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Good night, you too. Oh,
good night, baseball.
And let us go check out. It's T-Flow in the alley. Hey, T-Flow.
Hi, Ronbo.
Hey, what up, Ronbo?
Well, it's alley first, but it's ladies' night on Ronbo Sports as ladies lead and T-Flow follows up. T-Flow and alley, I want y'all to tell me, and T-Flow, this is like perfect for you tonight because I know you're going to find something about this roster that you think could have been better. T-Flow. it's done. 53 is in. We got the practice squad. It's got stocked with what it's got stocked with. Tiflo, your feeling on what we're going into the 2022 season with as far as an Army, are you liking it?
Nah, I'm loving it. The only thing I don't like about it is them releasing my boy Jermichael Hasty.
I know, right?
They should have just released Trey Sermon, because we all knew Trey Sermon wasn't that good. He wasn't really doing anything during practice. John Lynch is the worst. I would love to play poker with John Lynch so I can take his money. Because he know when he lies. I'm gonna know when he bluffs. So like, come on, you serious? And all of a sudden, you're gonna release him just because they didn't get no value, just like how they got no value with Jimmy G. Like, come on, dude. Like, you guys are the worst poker players ever. We all can see, dude. Like,
they do not know how to run
us Niner
deals.
fans are not that, we're not that gullible. We're not gonna believe everything you say.
And people, you can't wait till the last minute to act like, well, we're still waiting for. What are you? Everybody knows you're not waiting. It's over.
Exactly. Because Jermichael was the change of pace back from all three of them. He's just different. And this year, I thought he looked better than the previous
you're right.
year.
I agree.
That's the only gripe that I have.
That's why he's in Jacksonville.
It's like, oh man, it just mind boggles me on that one.
I mean, he was diving and falling forward all the time. Nobody was knocking him back. He was, he was doing that Frank Gore tried to squirt through for another yard. I mean, he was doing everything right.
He was bulldozing. He was bulldozing defenders, and I don't know. I just don't. That's the only thing I don't like about the roster. Second, like, I've been hearing everybody saying that we should smash on the Bears. Well, look, they have an undefeated record of 0-0. So do we. The only negatives I could say is how many times of last year and years prior that we said, oh, this is a for sure win, and what normally happens, it's either we lose or we barely edge a win. So basically, I hear everybody says, a win's a win, but when you win, when you're supposed to whoop on somebody, that's like saying Alabama playing North Kentucky University and they barely win.
Or Berkeley.
Everybody's gonna look at Alabama and be like, hey, what's going on with you guys?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing with the Niners. So I don't want everybody to say, oh yeah, we should smash and we can easily win, because if we barely come out of Chicago with the win, is that really a win? Because just like other caller says, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So if you barely beat a team who's not supposed to do good, and how are you supposed to fare off against the little gauntlets that we have?
Tifo,
so that's the one thing I got to say.
That's an excellent point. But you know what? The first game of the season, if you don't look like you're – because, we haven't reached our potential yet for this year, right? But I hear you. That if we do come out of that game barely escaping, they're going to talk – we're going to get talked about. Yeah, the 49ers, if they do have Super Bowl aspirations – it may have ended today after beating Chicago by 3 points and a field goal by Robbie Gould to close the game out. And, that's what we don't need. Actually, you're right, no matter what. If we do that, then everybody's going to have question marks until we can straighten that out. But I hate the Rams to be all over us.
And also, too, Ronbo, you know how, we want greatness, right?
Yeah.
We expect the Niners to have greatness. The teams that are doing pretty good, the Chiefs, Tampa Bay, who else?
Tampa Bay's got issues this year,
back
though.
in the prime, Buffalo, they all put out a statement. What everybody is when they first meet somebody, it's first impression.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first game. You want to put an impression out to the league and to the East Coast bias, reporters out there.
Yeah.
Niners are back. That's what you want. And also, too, what I'm worried about, everybody's talking about the defense.
Yeah.
But no one's talking about Shanahan. Shanahan's known to. He's known for taking a foot off the gas pedal, right? Hopefully he does not run Trey to the ground like some college coach who doesn't supposed to be an offensive guru and playing college rules.
Yeah, we're gonna be running a lot of RPO though, from what I understand.
Yeah, I want to see Kyle Shanahan be like the coach of the Chiefs and be like, I'm gonna put my ego aside and I'm gonna call plays. What's better for the quarterback to win, instead of Kyle Shanahan with the big old ego that he has wants to take all the credit. So
I
just want That's the only thing that scares me is just Shanahan and his offense.
Don't worry about the running. Shanahan's got a game plan in place already. He's got to protect Trey. Look for the 49ers to run the ball a lot, especially in this first game. I'm talking a lot because he's going to want to protect Trey as much as he can. Trey's not going to throw over 20 times in this game. I can't imagine that.
Ronbo, everybody else says we're going to run a lot. So don't you think Chicago knows about where they're going to stack 8? They're going to go.
Tiflo, this is the good thing about it. There's nothing they can do about it. You know what I mean? Everybody knows the 49ers are going to run. Sometimes you can stop it, but for the most part, the 49ers are still going to run because we got good running backs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we do. But have you seen, like, all the years past, every year past preseason, we had a great running game. We're like, bam, we're just, like, man, look at that running back. Look at these guys. They're literally running over the defense. I didn't see it this year. I'm sorry. I did not see it. Like, they were literally struggling.
You watch this week. We got to go down now. I didn't see you and Allie. I wish to see y'all tomorrow and for sure the next day. One or the other, okay?
Yes, sir. All
right,
Ronbo.
fam.
Let's go, little Niner. Shout out.
Yeah. Allie and T-Flow. Have a good night, y'all.
Good night.
Night. All right, Ronbo. Good night.
You too. And Scapelli's Appliance Repairs. Scapelli, I like this. I don't know where area he's in, but if you do have any problems with your appliances, you got to call Scapelli. Right? You see him out there. He's, all right, Ronbo, kid's about to go to bed after swimming all day. Can we get a Niner? Hey, kids, listen, you got to wake Dad up tomorrow. Do that. If you wake up before he does, no, he'll be up before you. Always, when you get a chance and he's asleep, go in and wake him up with Niner! He'll love it. God bless my son, and I appreciate your channel. Thanks a lot. Scapelli. Trade day will be payday. Niners 12-5, 2022. Hey, I like that. We got, 12-5 will definitely get us to the playoffs. It's going to be a rough year for a lot of teams, not only us. Schedule. Everybody in the NFC West has got to pay the AFC West. So, let's do this. Shabazz!
Ronbo.
Shabazz. Come on in here, man.
What's going on?
Shabazz, we checked in on you, hoping you'd be at work because, there's nothing more fun than Shabazz checking people down as they think they're coming in here past him. Shabazz, how you doing tonight, man? We're looking at the roster, and since all the dust is settled, and we're checking it out, and everybody's making their ain't nobody had anything bad to say about the roster except for a couple of players here and there. Shabazz, are you delighted with the forces of red and gold going into the 2022 season?
Oh, yeah, Ronbo. I'm cool. I'm cool. I ain't tripping. Yeah. I ain't got no complaints. And like you said, I've been listening to all the callers all night. It ain't going to be what everybody think. We're going to be all right.
Yeah.
But like you said, and everybody don't realize this, there won't be no bunch of passing. But if you stack the box, like the last caller said, well, I dare you to box and leave any of your linebackers one-on-one with Kittle. Leave us one-on-one.
And Shanahan still will play weaknesses. That is a weakness. If you do that, you set the next play up. So, agreed.
If you want to stack the box, feel free. I'm 100% confident in Trey and the weapons he got around him. So if you want to stack the box, go ahead. You want to commit football suicide. Because the boy got the arm to get it done, and he got the mobility just to get it off. You talking about one-on-one, Debo with Kittle, IU, and good luck.
Hopefully the offensive line gives us at least that much time to run a play, though. Because Shabazz, I still need to see the offensive line working. We could be underestimating them. I'm hoping we are. Because most people think, oh, hell, but maybe they're not going to be as poor as we think. I don't know about Michael Glinchey. From what Phil said, he's still limping around the house. McKivitz may be okay. From the way he talks, he may be okay. We'll see.
We're gonna be okay. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, for anybody to think less than, that's insane.
Yeah, no, we're if the only weak thing we got is the offensive line, and maybe we're underestimating the offensive line. Brindle may be better than I thought.
Yeah. Trust me.
Big Banks
gonna
might be
all right.
Yeah. But Tony, hey, Sebastian, no matter what, I ain't gonna worry until Thursday night. Because, see, right now, I'm just delighted the season getting started. I know we got some bad MFs out there ready to go, and we need to win this game. Unfortunately, I don't like that we had to start on the road again like they like to do. They send us all the way out to the East Coast every damn year. Have you noticed that, Shabazz? Why they do that to us every year?
I've been on the East Coast a couple times for a couple games, won a game too, Ronbo. The year we went to the Super Bowl, we started out in Tampa.
Yeah.
My dad made a transition that year.
Did we go to Cincinnati after that? Yeah.
And went to Cincinnati after that, and I was at that game.
And then the following year, they did it again. I said, New York, we had the Jets and who else? I said, y'all, you people go get enough. I'm sending the 49ers to the East Coast to start the season. You know how far that is to travel? But you know what? Shabazz, you know what, though? Thank you for doing that. So, Kyle, we could just make a vacation out of it. We go there a couple of days. We just spend the night there a couple of days, get used to the time change, stay there for a few days. It's okay. That's fine. Y'all didn't get nothing on us. God. So
we're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No problem. No problem. And the Bears going to get wrapped up. It's going to be a good game, but it ain't going to be what everybody thinks. Shanahan ain't going to take the gas off. Yeah. And I don't think that's taking it too personal. He might be taking it personal. We didn't draft him.
Who?
But
Justin Fields?
Yeah, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, man.
He really is. Oh, that offensive line he's got, I heard the state is really bad. Yeah.
And I'm going ahead to week 3 because I'll be in Denver. I heard the caller earlier say.
Oh, Emilio, you and Emilio. I got to hook up with both of y'all.
I don't know if Emilio don't want to hook up. Yeah, man, Emilio and I can hook up, but Russell's going to be in trouble because he's a step slower, and the 49ers defensive linemen and linebackers have been chasing Trey around for 2 years.
Yeah.
So now all the scrambling quarterbacks that used to give us hell, they're not going to be no problem. The linebackers and our defensive line is going to be like, dude, they normal now. They normal now. Trust me. They're normal to Nick Bosa now. So Russell Wilson's in trouble. Justin Fields in trouble. And Seattle, don't even worry about it, Ronbo. We coming out the gate 5-1 or 6-0.
Oh man, I tell you what. And I'm telling you what, Shabazz, when we get past y'all, I'm gonna be one happy man. I tell you what, y'all, I don't know what I was stacking. I was tripping. Well, we got through that, didn't we? I can't wait to say it. Hey fam, let me see you tomorrow the next day, one or the other for sure. Shabazz, always appreciate you, fam.
All right, well, I'm gonna check back in with you, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it, Shabazz. Appreciate you, fam.
All right.
Have a great
All
night.
Right.
Shabazz and Emilio gonna be in Denver at the same time, taking the same game. I'm gonna wire him up. We're gonna get him at the halftime. Oh my! Down in Florida way. Oh my. Omar. Okay, we go back to Omar. Hey, Brian. Brian.
With coming up on a week 1, which is around the corner.
Yes.
And to all the teams in the NFC West.
Yeah.
The law says know your role and shut your mouth. What's
the
happening,
law.
Ronbo?
The law is just rolled in. Brian, we're sitting here having our last free week of the preseason. Now we're starting to get serious in a couple of days. Brian, what's so funny because the most feared teams are the ones we're supposed to steamroll, right? So you look at the Bears coming up this weekend. Those are the teams to be nervous for. The teams where we're going to be challenged, there's no stress because it's going to be a dogfight, and whatever happens, happens. But if you lose to the Bears and the Seahawks, we're going to be dead meat. Because everybody's going to be talking
Ronbo,
trash. God.
Yeah. I think Ronbo is I think it's like on a week to week basis. I guess when we get to playing teams like the Chargers, those high profile teams,
no pressure.
Then everything everything rises up. You have no choice. Then you there's no room for error. You got to step up.
You're in a dogfight. Exactly.
But then when you play teams like Seattle, who pretty much had your number, then you kind of it's a mental thing. It's a mental block or whatever. But yeah.
And Chicago, we've beaten them how many times in a row? It's like you play the percentages. Chicago, can we beat them one more time, please? Type of thing.
Yeah. I think we can. I think we can. I'm not even worried about it. I think they're gonna go out there and they're gonna do their thing. I think Kyle, he's going to put Trey in the best position, and then Trey's gonna go out there and perform. And then Ronbo, I'm gonna say, I know I hadn't talked to you in a minute, but I think we're with Trey leading the charge, and then Jimmy G, in the glass box or in case of emergency. So I think it's gonna be a good thing. It's gonna be a good thing because nowadays in NFL you really have to have two starters if you can.
If you're gonna contend,
you really have to have two starters quarterbacks. Yeah, because anybody can go get hurt or whatever, then go down or whatever. You got to be able to keep rolling. So if Trey should fall to injury or whatever, whether it's injury or just lack of production, I think we'll still be in good hands because you got Jimmy G, which there's a high percentage of winning. You've got a high percentage of winning with Jimmy G. He's led you to he guides you to a Super Bowl, and a couple of NFC championships. So. I think it's a good thing. We just got to perform.
You're still good. And also, you look at every position on this roster, this is the year where we can actually afford, because you know how we get just massively killed every year because of injuries and the wrong guys, key players going down. Now, there's certain positions on that team you better not go down. You may not get that job back, especially the defensive line.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get hurt if you want to, you don't tell them when you're gonna see your spot back. But I think that'll be our main focus: to stay away from injuries. We don't want to be like, what was that year we had all them doggone injuries? Was it 2017 or whatever?
2019 we had more injuries. We just somehow made it through. 2020 was just obscene. Last year was okay, but still the wrong people did get hurt. And we still made it. Yeah. But what if we ever had a healthy season? If we had a healthy season, we'd have three rings by now, maybe. you know?
Oh yeah.
Yes. We were right there.
Yeah.
But the wrong guys are out.
Everybody be looking at us. Everybody be looking up to us.
If we can get George Kittle on the field for 14 games this year, I feel we got a good chance. George hasn't played 14 games since he started with us. Who else? DJ Jones left us. He couldn't get a whole season. He was very important for the run, fam. We just got key guys. J-Dub, all of a sudden. Now, this is worrisome because you worry about a dominoing effect because usually Dub leads that charge every year. He's the first to go down. And I look back on this as, and then all of a sudden a bunch of other guys go down after him. Damn. Okay, he'll be back.
Yeah. But Ronbo. We'll be okay. I think we want to be in the bag. If it's not, it's because we have to play so horrible. It's ridiculous.
We ain't doing this. Not on game one. The enthusiasm's there. There's no reason for anybody mentally to not be ready to win this game. So I agree.
Right. Yeah, I don't care who. I really don't care who you put back there running back. They'll come through. I think that.
And don't you love the running backs, fam? Oh my God, we could do a whole program on them. But listen, we got to go now.
I love them.
We ran out of the clock. Brian, I'll be back tomorrow, the next day for sure.
Brother Ronbo, shout out to you, shout out to production, and shout out to the 49ers faithful. And guess what? The law is out.
Appreciate you, Brian. Been missing you for a while too. Thanks, fam. See you shortly.
All right, Rom. Are you coming back tomorrow?
Yeah, but I got to check a couple things and see if I can get out of them. And yeah, for sure. If not, I'll definitely be back Tuesday.
Okay. All right, then,
man.
Ronbo. Peace out.
Peace out.
Yeah.
There goes the law. He is out. Yo, Ellis.
Ronbo.
Ellis. Come on in, fam.
Hold on just 1 second, man.
Okay.
Give me just 5 seconds. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm Bizzle.
Yo, Ellis.
Locked in.
All right, fam. So, the subject matter tonight is it's all over. We've made this team is made up as it's going to be for now. And the practice squad is on standby with some more fiends. Alice, we've already said it. It's been said enough times. We probably have the best roster now since Shanahan has been here. We finally got one of the most potent collections of talent in the NFL. And Patrick Homeboy, and it's true. All you teams have had the perennial lineups. Get ready to bow to your damn master. Alice, am I right on this? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna go all the way in just yet because I want us to be able to actually play and execute. I want us to play. Let's get through the season. I'm very excited though. That's one thing that I am about the way things we're looking and now it's looking now. The Lakin missing and just missing a few little pieces. Then the stuff with Alex Mack and being kind of concerned about the line.
Yeah.
I think the line's going to get it together. I think with the new acquisitions, I feel like there still might be another piece that we'll get at some point in the year, especially if hypothetically there's a blemish in the offensive line still and we're not able to execute fully. Then I see us going and adding another piece. Another prize piece to the offensive line. And, but outside of that, the defense, I'm really feeling good about the defense. I think, in spite of the, Jimmy not being there for the first 4 weeks, I think that the guys that we do have are going to, fill that void, at least in the interim. And then, is going to do Jimmy proud. Do us a major service in that secondary. With the safeties and I think our corners. This might be the best corner, the best set of corners that we've had in shit. I don't know if anybody could tell me when we ever had a better looking corner.
Remember somebody mentioned earlier, 1994. Because we've had some hard hitters like Dante and his partner, but you know what? We've never had skill like we've got right now.
Yeah, in conjunction with the defensive line, I mean, it's kind of like we already had the linebacking core. You know what I mean? We got a top linebacking core already. And then of course with the defensive line, but now I think like all three levels are just, are stellar, and it's something that we haven't been able to really see. And just imagine we were top 5 defense last year, and we didn't have the best cornerback room and stuff like that. I mean, after JB went out, it was like, everything went down the shitter. And then we had, Ambry was taking a while for Ambry to get adjusted, but then he started playing and
then he got good.
We were missing. Yeah. And so damn.
I'm just glad they didn't get rid of him. Because Ambry was pissing people off, and I was worried about him the way they were writing him up. But they said, "Nah, he ain't pissing us off that bad. We know what we got here. He's gonna get it together."
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm feeling good though, Ronbo. I hate going and jumping out the window before things kick off.
No parachute.
So I'm just trying to stay strapped in right now. Talk to me week 5 or 6. And then, then I got something to go off of. You know what I mean? outside of that, though, we coming in swinging, you know, and I don't want to get overzealous because then it just makes any kind of, you know, negative, it hits a little harder. Right
I know
now,
your expectations. You get all the air let out of your sail. But the thing is, because we look at this roster every year and we like it, but this year is a little different than usual because we got depth everywhere. It's not about concerns about like last year. Oh man, if Jason Verrett goes down, we're finished. You know, and he did. Game 1, I played. What was it? Early in the first half. I said, oh, you got to be kidding me. Of things we could not happen happened right away.
And Raheem.
And Raheem for game 1.
And Raheem in the game, the first fucking game. Yeah,
the
that
first
shit
few
hurt,
minutes.
Man. That hurt big time.
So
it hurt big time.
But now we got depth. The 49ers have finally. Well, it took years to do it. Though.
And I can't wait till JV comes back.
Who?
Yeah, I can't
well,
wait
JV,
till JV comes back, man.
It's projected around week 5 or so. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's fine. It's perfect time. It might.
And JV?
Yeah, Tavares.
And Matthew Mosley ain't no slouch. I ain't worried about him though. I like him. So
it's a contract year. I think E-Man is gonna go balls to the wall with it. You know, because it's a big year for him. And you know, I have high expectations of you know, E-Man this year. I know he does for himself. He's gonna do well, and I can't wait for Jimmy to come back. You know, and
hopefully he can make it back
just come
week 5. Man, it's a long time.
Yeah. It seemed to be extremely bad that you know, the injury is like you know, it's like crazy that it's going to take this long for him to get back. But I want him to take as much time necessary so he can come back and really do his thing. And I heard about the restructure, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully we can restructure Jimmy and keep him for a few more years. And stuff like that. So, you know, that's in the works. And offensively, though, Ronbo, lastly, I think we're going to be a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more splashy. We got somebody to take off the top. We haven't had anybody really take the top off the defense since Marquise. I can't catch the fucking ball, Goodwin. And so, you know, it's going to be, you know,
it should be better this year. We got it. All right, Ellis. All right, let me see tomorrow.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam.
Peace and love, man. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. You know where you at. And,
shout out to that adorable squad.
Shout out to the faithful.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it. We got a birthday coming soon, but when we next up, when we on again?
I'm hoping tomorrow, but it may be Tuesday. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, we good. We good.
Right.
Johnny's birthday is on Saturday. We celebrate.
Oh yes, so we got time. And before the game too.
Friday night or something.
All right.
Or whatever. Yeah. All right, fam. Peace and love.
I got you, fam. Night, Ellis. And we go to Howard. Howard! I love when he does that.
What's happening, big dog?
Howard, we're looking at that. We're going over the roster. The whole week's been a little bit crazy, so we just go back and checking things out. Do we feel like we're ready? You know how your mama says, all right, go to the bathroom before we go to the car because I ain't stopping the car. You know, and we're at that point now, and we're getting ready to take off. And are we ready? Howard, are we ready? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? I don't know what's wrong with me tonight and these numbers coming through my mind. Howard, you see anything wrong with this roster? Is it ready to roll?
I think this roster is as good as I think it should be. Of course, you know, you always feel like you add a person here or there, but I think this is good, man. Like, I'm optimistic, bro. Like I said, it's nothing new, man. We have a whole bunch of new players, you know what I'm saying? All they need is just some time to gel and they'll get better. You know what I'm saying? Like the O-line.
Especially offensive line. Yeah.
Yeah, like the O-line, they just need time together, and I think they'll get it. And, you know, if Burford can get it, I'm sure the other two can as well, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. You know, Howard, because the guys you just mentioned, I think they're strong candidates. They just need time, right? Because, like you said, the kids, they just got in here through the draft and everything. So, you know, any offensive line, even a bunch of pros, they need to work together for them. And offensive linemen are like a basketball team. They got to run plays together to know how to execute. So we're gonna have to go through that a little bit, and All of them are good run blockers, which is a good thing. That's why I'm pretty sure Kyle's going to try to run the ball as much as he can. And when the opportunity presents itself, fool the defense, or like some people said, if they stack that box, we got him now. Yeah, and we do. So
yeah, exactly.
Teams pick your poison on this one, so we'll see what happens.
We certainly will. We're not gonna trip. We're not gonna trip. We got Denver early, man. So they need to gel as well. So we catch them early.
Oh, that's right.
We got to worry about Russell Wilson roasting the hell out of us. You know what I'm saying? He still got to gel with those guys.
Stop it. I don't want it. No Russell Wilsonisms. I'm tired of Russ. We've had to deal with him for damn near 10 years.
Yeah, we have. And guess what? Guess what? We've been dealing with his type of quarterback for the last decade. And now we've been doing it double time, triple time with Kyler and
Kyler Murray. But the thing is, Wilson, he's that. Hawks fans, don't get the wrong idea of what I have to say. Russell Wilson is the perfect mix of mobility and pocket. Russell Wilson can beat a team to death. If he had a good offensive line, Russell Wilson would not need to run. And he can also get on the move. And as I say, drop the ball over receiver's shoulder as he's running down the field 60 yards. And I said, that's not even possible. How the hell did he do that? He amazes me. I don't like him, but he amazes me. It's probably because that's why I don't like him. He amazes me for years, beating our ass in the last minute of every damn game.
Yeah, man, he's Mighty Mouse, man. That's Kyler. That's Kyler. But.
He goes to the Hall of Fame. You watch. Maybe first ballot.
He will be. Hands down. Like, he's just, like you said, we don't know how he does it, but he does it, and it just does it all the time.
Fam. No offensive line. Most of the time, they wouldn't pay no money to get him an offensive line, and he's still producing at a high level.
Soon as he leaves, then they want to do it.
You gotta laugh at that though.
I ain't gonna lie, that was funny. I'm not gonna lie, that was funny.
Anything else you got to say about this team as it's constructed?
Well, I'm confident, bro. Like I'm just ready to see these guys just lay it out there. Let's just all make a prayer right now for this team. Thou shalt not hurt the Niners and injure them all up again. Please, let's get to the season 100%
Put your hand
healthy.
on your monitor, on your phone, whatever it is, and join us in prayer. I do not
Lord,
want
let
multiple
the
injuries on
Niners,
this team.
please.
God. And it's going to be the wrong people. So George Kittle will lead. Jimmy's already out. I ain't going to say nothing about any other position because you talk these things into existence. Howard, a subject we need to just quit. Okay. What else, Howard?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I know we got our wishes about certain guys that we didn't want on this team anymore. They're gone.
Yeah.
But except for, is Willie Snead still on the team?
Yeah. Oh man, you'd bring his name up. I'm never going to forgive him for that. He's got to do something this year to make up for that. So 0.
Okay.
We left Texas with not a point. Oh, Willie, and that was you.
Let me ask you this, Ronbo.
Quick.
Would you trade Trey Sermon back for Willie Snead?
I suspect that's a hypothetical question. I'm not answering that. Let me think about that. We got to go now. I'm going to answer it again. Bring it back up, and let me think about this.
Oh, come on. You want to do a Ronbo? Hey, as long as you guys you have ACL injuries and meniscus histories, I'm going to sign you, okay?
We got to go, fam. I'll tell you what, I'm serious, Trent Bulky. I'll answer that for you the next day. Night, fam. And Scapelli's appliance repairs. We will run the rock a lot. We're going to control the clock. Scapelli, you're rhyming. We going to run the rock a lot. We're going to control the clock. Our defense will keep us in good field position because we love to rock. You got to put that in there for Scapelli. Trey will look like Jimmy plus run yards. Don't let the media fool you. Scapelli winning all day. It's not about beating the Bears, but how to what degree are we going to beat them? We want them to throw a white flag on the field in the middle of the fourth quarter. This would make my day. Oh, the Bears want to stop the game. All right. Oh, my. Scapelli, thanks for the donation, fam. Appreciate it. Oh, my. And let's go and visit the Cult family. No? Okay. Let's see if we can get things straight here. We come back to Omar. 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 Is Omar having equipment issues tonight? Omar. Omar. I've never heard Omar have this kind of problem. Okay, let's get back to Omar. Let's see if we can figure it out in a minute. Hey, Bryant, Holly, Lily, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey,
Bryant.
Ronbo.
Hi, Tony. Bryant, as you know, the season's about. We are on the crest of getting into 2022 season. What are you thinking? Is everything in place? Do we need anything else fixed before we go into the 2022 season regarding this roster? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm gonna trust the process. If the Niners say that they're pretty confident in the team that they got, then I'm gonna go with it. I can't really say anything to them that they're gonna say, oh, cut that guy or this or that. So, but I think the offensive line needs to eventually either gel or upgrade a little bit. But then if you start adding to your offensive line, then you have to take away from some other portion of the team. So do we stop building the defensive line and start building the offensive line? I mean, there's got to be give and take.
It's always a year, a project a year later. Remember, we had the worst offensive line in the league. They addressed that. Our defensive line, they started right from day one on that when they got here. And finally,
even before that, when we had Kaepernick and we had Harbaugh, when that explosion happened, they started drafting a defensive lineman every year.
Yeah.
5 seasons getting a defensive lineman, number one.
Yeah.
So I know they've been, putting a lot of stock into it, but now that we got a good D line, next year do we go for another line?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I would bet money on it, Brian. The first play the 49ers select in round 2, unless we don't get it round 1. Round 2, the 49ers select blah, 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 Notre Dame. And it was everybody said, oh, God, he got a Notre Dame. I know. Everybody said, Ronbo, stop it with Notre Dame. Brian, Notre Dame still puts out some of the best guys. As far as offensive line goes, they are a factory for offensive linemen. I will look to Notre Dame first if it's me.
Well, I'm a big Notre Dame fan. I'm not a big college guy, so I can't tell you if they're any good anymore or not. But
they keep coming up with offensive linemen that do well, though. Except for we got Michael McGlinchey, but Mike's. You know what though? Mike's one of the best there is at run a road grading. So he's not just really bad. He just can't protect as well as say Quentin Nelson.
I know we got Joe Montana from Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, and then, okay, so, thinking about college, because that's not really what I want to call and talk to you about, but is Ohio, the Buckeyes, is their offensive line that good, or is there, because, the running backs run through giant holes there, so is it the quarterback?
That's a good question.
Running back, or is it the O-line? Do they have really good, offensive linemen, and is that something that we should be maybe looking at?
Okay, Brian, anybody in the chat also, can you name an offensive lineman that's doing well in the NFL from Ohio State?
Ohio.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know because I don't really watch, college, but maybe I'll pay attention.
Big
to that.
Show knows.
But
Hey, Show, give us an offensive lineman for Ohio State if you do know of one. But why do you pick Ohio State as that place to be picking for offensive linemen?
Well, all the running backs and everything that come out of Ohio, they're supposed to be so good in college, but then so like is it big giant holes that they're running through? Is it because they have a good offensive line? Is like that college a factory pro offensive line, or because once those running backs get to the NFL,
Yeah.
it's not the same thing. But I mean,
I like your
guess,
deduction. I know how. Now I can see how you got to that. Well, in that case, you want to go to Georgia. That's another running back factory. Is it because of the running back's talents, or is it the offensive line that creates creases?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the scheme? Do they go after certain type of players and then they just keep plugging and playing? But hey, so we're playing the Bears coming up really soon, and both the Bears and the Niners have been around for a very, very long time. So we played them like 68 times. I know you were asking earlier.
Wow.
And the overall record, we lead right now 35-32, and we've tied them once.
That's close.
So hopefully,
35-32.
Yeah, really close. And that's really weird too, because like some teams that we have a really close record, a very, modest or, competitive record. And then there's other teams we just like totally wiped before. And I know I'm going to say it, you said it earlier, Seattle, they've wiped before with us. It's like 30-17. They've really stomped us.
God.
2003, they've really hurt us. So hopefully this year.
In answer to our question, though, real quick, Alex Boone is from Ohio State. Thanks, Rocket Man.
And he was a Niner. He was a good Niner for a while, so. But hopefully, the Niners can go into Chicago. They can win. And, I'm not going to underestimate any team, especially on week one, because you can go in and be a really good team week one, and then week two start falling apart.
Yeah, because you're not ready yet. A lot of teams start slower than others, and it's a good point, Bryant. Yeah. And some teams fizzle out, like the Cardinals do every year.
And that's
what are we going to be?
Too. That's really cool too. Like a lot of people's made that, statement. We play the Cardinals later in the year when they fizzle out, so that's good for us. Now we play the Rams early in the season, so that's good because we're going to be good and they're going to be good. But hey, thanks for having me on, and I'll call in again here real soon. Hopefully, we get that dub before this weekend, and hey, just stay healthy. Everybody needs to stay healthy and. Trust the process, because at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want, and we just got to root for them. So, all right. Yeah,
good
Ronbo.
stuff, Brian. Appreciate the perfect timing, too. All right, fam. Good night to the family, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow the next day. All right. There goes Brian, representing the incredible Cult family. All right, Steven in Rome, it's time. Steve.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steve, man, we're just reviewing what happened this last week, and you're looking at that roster, and are you feeling confident? Are you feeling? Do they make you horny? I've been meaning to do that one. Austin Power. Hey, I'm sorry.
I'll be honest with you, Ronbo.
Uh-oh.
I'm kind of giving up on the guys. I think I'm gonna have to go with the Chargers.
Oh, how come?
Yeah. Now I'm fucking around. How's that?
I didn't know you were. Let's see where you go with that. How's Rome doing? How's Rome? Is he dozing?
Oh yeah, he's doing good. We just fed him right now. He's chilling. He's doing tummy time.
All right. Well, Steve, it's like you look at this. Go ahead.
Oh no! Go ahead.
Yeah, you look at this roster now, how it's constructed. Now we are like the anti-Rams team, right? Rams can't afford to lose any of their starters, or this season pretty much goes up in smoke. We have finally built a team, and it starts all with the quarterback all the way down to special. Well, no, we don't have any seconds in special teams, but it is an amazing roster. There's depth at every position, even the offensive line. We don't see them as a lot of studs, but they got plenty of backup. My God, they got a lot of guys over there. So, that's why I'm asking the question now, can anybody find anything wrong with this particular roster going into next week? Or are you ready to sing praises for it?
Man, to be honest, I'm more than confident in what we got going on this year. Just based off of, what our depth chart looks like on our defense. I really feel like our defense is really overcompensating for our offense, but it seems to be the case like every single season the 49ers have a really good defense, overcompensates for our offense. But
and on a Kyle Shanahan team, too, which is really funny.
Here's the thing. I got a theory. Here's the thing. We kept Jimmy G, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, for instance, Trey doesn't do good. Let's say he gets, first-year jitters and whatnot. I mean, really. Right? So we sit him down and we let Jimmy play. We shine Jimmy up real nice, regardless of whether or not we go all the way or not. We shine him up real nice and get some draft picks for him.
You know what I thought you were going to say? Yeah, I thought you were going to do the rock. You shine him up real good, real nice, and shove it up your candy, I'm sorry, Stevie, go ahead.
Hey, honestly, I think we'll be able to take the Rams this year. I don't know if Aaron Donald is getting suspended for that dual helmet bashing that he was doing.
He's got a lot of defense on that. I think not. People say people fight like that all the time, but you know what? That sends a message throughout the rest of the league next year. If you want to take your helmet off and beat hell out of somebody, it's okay. It's preseason, and tempers flare, and sometimes things get a little bit out of control. See that? He's not going to. I don't think he's going to get punished, Steve.
Man, they should punish his ass. I mean, did they not? Did they not? Try to come after Myles Garrett for that bullshit.
Yeah, he did that during a game in front of God and everybody. They're saying Aaron did that in a preseason setting. They're taking the magnitude off of it for some reason because he's Aaron Donald, first ballot Hall of Fame, right? Steve, I'm with you. It's wrong. He's not. If he's going to do that, then if I take off my helmet and beat hell out of somebody, don't say nothing to me either. That's all you're telling everybody.
Exactly. It's just as cruel as Calvin Ridley getting suspended for damn near the whole season, Deshaun Watson getting slapped on the wrist for 11 games.
Yep.
I
tell you something else, Steve, on that too. If I have a player that takes his helmet off, he puts himself in immediate danger. I have a policy on my team. Next kid that takes their helmet off is going to be off of this team for at least 3 weeks. That's dangerous for you. I'm thinking about you, idiot. So yeah. God.
And then on top of that, I mean, really, I think we'll be able to take the Rams just say it. I'm gonna be completely transparent. Our run game is just gonna punch right through them. You got Elijah Mitchell, you got Jeff Wilson Jr., you got Jordan Mason. Who else do we got, Ronbo? Come on, help me out here. Deebo Samuel.
You already mentioned Elijah Mitchell already, right? We don't have a weak running back. We don't. Every last one of them can hurt a team. I love it.
And the nice part about it too is that if we can't rely on our running backs to punch through, at least we got some pretty damn good wide receivers on the outside as well. Mm-hmm. And if not, all else, hey George, stop blocking real quick and catch this pass. Let me put a dime in your breadbasket for you. So, and if that don't work, shit, Kyle, hey, get out there, stop blocking for a minute. George, get back in line, run a quick route, push through, do what you got to do.
Oh, they beat him up so bad. The man has no weight on him at all.
But I gotta say this because I gotta get off my chest. I've been trying to say it for a cool minute. These past couple of calls I've been dipping out. If there's one person I feel like is going to really thrive with this team in the future, and I mean we're talking MVP level shining, it's going to be Brock Purdy.
Mr. Bell, I love it.
There's no way.
I love that. I hope so. If he gets a chance, I want to see it. We got to go, though, fam. You and Rome have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow and the next day for sure.
All right, you too, Ronbo. You have a great night.
Thanks, fam. Appreciate you. Night, Rome. Let us go see about the BHAM.
Talk to me, Ronbo.
BHAM,
7 days, baby.
And BHAM, I'm glad you got in here tonight because I'd love to hear your opinion on this roster. Are they ready for prime time? Can we put them on around 7:30, 8 o'clock every night and expect a large audience? Are they going to hurt people? And is there anything wrong with this roster?
I mean, something wrong with everybody's roster until you win the
Honestly,
Super Bowl,
that's true, isn't it?
There's something wrong with everybody's roster until you win the Super Bowl, baby.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I look at it like this right here, Ronbo. We made it through preseason and training camp with the minimum injuries possible.
Yes, for the first time, actually.
If we, and you know, this is the NFL. Honestly, even if we beat the Bears by 1, my level of concern is really not high. It's week 1.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's week 1. You really didn't even have all the starters out there in the final preseason game, so this is really going to be the first time that everybody plays together.
Excellent
You
point.
feel what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really worried. I'm more worried about our defense, you know what I'm saying, getting injured out there trying to chase Justin Fields around than I am, you know what I'm saying,
That's a
with
good point.
us. Yeah, I'm more worried about that than I am with, with us raising concerns on is we ready or is any of that. It's week 1. And some teams are going to look good. Some teams are going to look like that. Hey, they prepared, they ready to go.
Cardinals.
But it's week 1. You're gonna have Cardinals. You're gonna have a bunch of teams out here that, you know what I'm saying, they got some rust to knock off, but they're gonna get better out throughout the year. So am I expecting us to lose? No. Now that would be a shocker to me. 2 weeks, 17 days to prepare for the Bears. You got a new coach. You know what I'm
nobody
saying?
hurting.
You got
Ain't nobody
pretty
tired.
much, yeah. I know I'm not expecting us to lose, but even if we don't win by much, you know what I'm saying, I'm not concerned about it. However, I will be watching Trey. I will be trying to see if he looked like he looked in the last preseason game. Does he look confused? Can the defense, fool him? I am anxious to see how he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying, in real live game action.
BM, you know what?
The way
do you know who was at DC in Chicago? I go to the chat. BM, do you know? Because I wonder if they've got enough that they got a plan. Because they're going to run at him because they know he doesn't know about a lot of hidden defenses and things. Kyle has had to do that in practice, so because he knows that's what they're going to do. Anyway,
this gonna be hard. I'm looking him up. Alan Williams is the Bears defensive coordinator.
Okay, I've never heard of him, but that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, let's see. Disguise defenses and things like that are something that we're probably going to have to deal with. I just don't know how Kyle prepares them for that.
Maybe I don't know what our schedule look like. I really don't think we might have any problems until we run into maybe the Chargers. As far as
and that's just personnel,
defense,
no matter what they're doing. Jesus Christ, the Chargers just loaded in defense.
We might have. We might be all right.
Well, no. We have
I don't
to be.
know. I don't know what these Seahawks. The Seahawks is hurting on offense, so we should whoop them. The Broncos with Russell, I'm not really worried about that. I don't know who their coach is, and I don't really kind of remember their scheme because they ain't really been making too much noise. I really don't think we might get woke up in that Seattle game. Maybe the Broncos, but I don't think we're going to really start playing football for real until we see the Rams.
That's about week 4. And we should be up to speed by then, I think
I
that goes for most of the NFL, too.
Well, like I said, and mainly, man, as long as we can get in and out of these games.
Healthy.
We're gonna get some nicks and bruises. But as long as we can get in and out of these games without any major season-ending injuries, you know what I'm saying? I believe we'll be okay. We'll be cooking with grease. We'll be cooking with grease.
Bacon grease. Bacon tastes better. Man, we got to roll it up.
How about lard?
Oh, that's a pig fat. No.
Hey,
I'm talking about that country cooking.
Man, and we'll look to talk to you
The next
Tomorrow
time
and the next
you're
day for
on,
sure.
I got you on my. I got you on. Let me know when you get ready to come on air. So whenever I get the update on YouTube, I'll be to see you.
Appreciate that, fam. Because we have to have the be ham. All right, fam.
Hey, I try to be in every time, man. But be easy out there, my man.
Appreciate that. You too, be ham. Have a great night.
You too.
Be ham. And there he is, that man that loves them Cowboys. It's Big Bill.
Let me make this clear. I'm going to make this really clear. We got IU, got number 25 in the 2020 draft. And let me go ahead and make this really up here. We got Kinlaw at 14. Jerry Jeudy was drafted at 15. CeeDee Lamb was drafted at 17.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell you a story about those Cowboys before I get to going and what I got to say. I walked into Walmart. There was this lady checking at the pharmacy. She saw me wearing my Niner gear. She peed herself and trotted out outside of Walmart, and I got cussed out by Walmart staff for wearing my Niner gear. So I'm going to make this clear for all you Cowboys fans out there. You got – yeah. You guys need to understand, you're not going to the Super Bowl. And Ronbo, quit worrying. We're going to win the big one. Yes. I believe it. I just got there. I just something about that year, like I felt in '94. It's just, I feel it. It's in my veins. We're going to do it. And this is for the team, the 49er team. Leave off. Continue where you left off. Forget about the sorry Lambs and Rudy. I'll play your music next time, but this isn't for talking about Rudy or the Lambs. This is about the Niners and the game one. I feel good. Whether we win by 3, I'm not going to be worried. Whether we win by 40, I'm not going to be worried. I'm excited about this year, Ronbo. And I want to bring back a song that you should recognize and the whole Niner Empire should recognize. I thought I was sitting this one out. We're gonna win the big one, Ronbo. I'm feeling the pain. That's why you Cowgirl fans out there, be worried.
And Bill, you know what I look forward to doing too. You know how Rudy was smoking that generic cigar as if it were a Cuban? I think every 49er fan, we should be zooming in at the same time and smoking a real cigar, you know? One that cost a couple of dollars more than whatever that was Rudy was smoking. Rudy, you haven't fooled anybody, Rudy. I have asked people about that because we showed that clip, and that is not a cigar worth more than you can get that for 90 cents.
So, did you catch it, Ronbo? Did you catch it? Are you feeling it? Are you excited? Are you hyped? We need to be hyped this Sunday. We need to be hyped when we play those sorry Bears. I ain't worried about no Bears, and even if we trail in the first half, I think we're going to come back. That's the story of the Niners. We're going to go big this year. And I hope that the 40 burgers, you cowgirls put 40 burgers on people. I want you to believe you're going to the Super Bowl. Just like that lady at Walmart. When you see me and when you see the Niners, I want you to do one thing. Wear a diaper. Because you're going to all over your stuff. And you're going home. Actually, just stay home where you watch us hoist that Lombardi trophy. Give me a Niners shout out.
From Bill, a representative in Texas. Bill.
Talk you tomorrow or maybe Tuesday if I catch you.
Right.
But do me a favor.
What's that?
Stop worrying. And about those
You know, you're
chickens,
right. I don't know what I'm thinking. There's a couple of teams I
those
just want to beat.
chickens, man, we're the faithful. We're the faithful, Ronbo.
That's right. There's no reason to hang anything up but V's. Give that V for victory. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. I agree, Bill. I don't know what I was thinking.
Do it. Niners all day.
Have a great night, Bill. I can't wait to see you next time. And thanks for the inspiration. It feels good. Hey, fam. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on to show. I got to tell you though, I am not happy with you being ran out of Twitter. Now that's just you got to put it back. You cannot be serious.
I did. I'm not going to let the mind terrorists win. They like to hold your opinions hostage by recording them and making them feel good about themselves for some reason for calling you out on Twitter because they don't align with theirs, which they think they're right, but they're not.
That's a
so,
Niner by nature. I it's so funny because it backfired on him, and he won't. And actually, he's vacated the place anyway, so that's fine. So you just got to stand your ground, and especially like the people you're talking about.
I'm going to continue being me because if you're shocked that my opinions don't align with everybody else on here, I've been calling this show since 2017, 2016.
Yep.
You've been living under a rock. I mean, that's how I've always been.
That's true.
And I've earned a lot of, and believe it or not, I've actually earned a lot of respect and street credit, especially from Trey and Trez, whom I dearly love. They're brothers to me. We don't agree all the time, but we still treat each other like family, and we respect each other a lot, and I've earned a lot of respect on the show, and including from you. I mean,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm no idiot. I'm no dummy. I know what I'm talking about.
You proved that.
You know what I mean? I'm very well educated. I'm very well educated and informed with my opinions. I don't just spit bullshit out of my mouth. Just because we don't agree on a pick doesn't mean you need to be calling me stupid or an idiot or having people call me all kinds of names on Twitter and stuff like that. And
don't have the mental range to keep on the level you need to be. The integrity is lacking with a lot of people. When they do lose or they can't come back, they start doing things like they do that are really on an elementary
and
level.
Disrespectful and unclassy. I'm sorry, but I have no respect for you.
Yeah.
But anyways, like Ronbo, I'm your walking, talking encyclopedia for college football players. You know what I mean? You rely on me heavily on that.
I do, and that's why.
And you were talking about offensive line.
Yeah.
From Ohio State and
right.
Notre Dame. Quentin Nelson obviously is number one from Notre Dame the past 10 years.
Yeah. What's the guy the Ravens picked up?
Today,
he was pretty good too. He still is actually.
Oh, Ronnie Stanley.
Yeah.
Ronnie Stanley. He's good, but he can't stay healthy.
Poor guy.
And as far as current players go, there's a right tackle at Ohio State right now. That's the second rounder. His name is Dewan Jones.
Yeah.
EAWAND Jones, and I wouldn't be surprised if McGlinchey doesn't pan out this year. We'll be going that direction as far as right tackle goes with that second pick in the draft this coming year.
Is he playing right tackle right now?
He's playing right tackle right now.
Yeah, because the 49ers do, though. They're going to go get a left tackle because they're looking at him as a more talented ball player, and then they're going to try to make him play the right side. And they should know better. Get that right tackle that you could get him in the third round or something like that, because he's not going to go high, because every team in the league seems to think, he's played left tackle. We're going to put him on the right side. Oh, yeah. Hey, good move, coach. Let's see how that works out for you. God.
Look at how that worked out for McGlinchey. McGlinchey's not a right tackle. He's a left tackle.
He is.
You know what I mean? Like, granted, he's a great run blocker and everything like that, but that brings me up to my point. What we're talking about tonight is the areas of concern that we have on the 53, and that's the offensive line, the interior specifically, because we have a new right guard and we have a new left guard and we have a new center, and they don't have enough chemistry yet to make me feel confident about this year. You know what I mean? It's going to take a while for them to gel. It takes at least more than 8 weeks for an offensive line to gel with real football speed. You know what I mean? Like real NFL football speed.
Absolutely.
That's the one area of concern I have. Which brings me to my next question: why can't we have an offensive line coach like Kasurik?
Well, wouldn't that be special? Are they out? Do they exist, those show?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, why can't our offensive line be a scout as our defensive line? You know what I mean? Like, that they need to put more. They need to put more emphasis on our offensive line this coming draft this year, like they do every year with our defensive line. I'm sorry, John, but we don't need any more defensive linemen. We have enough of them. Like we have enough holes in our head. You know what I mean? Like we need.
Because what? There's no offensive lineman. If the coach showed fire like a defensive line, man, that would be special.
And the other area of concern I have on our defense is our safety depth. You know, like once Hufanga and Jimmy, like God forbid, knock on wood, if one of them goes down, are you really that confident in the depth that we have at safety right now? I'm sorry, but Tavarius Moore is not something to be excited about as far as filling the role for Hufanga. You know,
Tavares is coming off of an injury that's going to take him a while to actually get back together. I'm really concerned about him. We'll have to keep an eye on him during the season. So it looks like we're going to run out of time.
Yeah.
Really
quick, I want to get my shout outs out really quick. I love Donut and T. Shout out to you both. Say my favorite couple ever. Shout out to Ellis. Shout out to Tony from Down Under, and shout out to my TNT fam. You know, I love you guys very much, and we're ready for week 1, man. Like, I just can't wait for Thursday for the Rams to get their asses kicked. I'm so
I know it's going to be a wonderful
that.
day, and then we got to do a show that night. We do anyway, though. We have to.
You better do an in-your-face set your face on that game.
I should. But if they win, see, I'll cut the show off in the middle of it because I don't want to hear from the Rams. God, come on, Bills. Right, so I know how to contact you. I just realized I got you. All right,
yeah,
talk to you later.
All right, take care. Bye.
There he goes. And Goonie Google, nice to have you. But listen, we don't. There's no. Put it this way: I don't allow bigotry on this program. All right, no racism, no taking shots at women. Keep it politically clean. All right, we'll talk football. Don't pick on any particular communities. All right, and we'll be all right. All right, I'd appreciate it if you do it. All right. Hey, Tony. Tony and Don Burr have been having a steel cage match. You know what, Tony? I've never seen you and Don Burr go to it this hardcore. I was watching some of the comments, and you guys have went off on each other tonight. What is going on?
Well, Ronbo, he, I don't take stuff personally. He's taking it personal, and I'm trying to expose him. I'm in his head, Ronbo. Basically, I'm rent-free in his head. The fact that I brought up about Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders leaving, the fact that I brought up 1957, he gets mad. But when other people make bad comments about him, he just comes at me, which I don't care.
Well, you know what, Tony, you should feel good about that because that means you are penetrating his psyche better than anybody else.
Yeah, he was. And my favorite one of them all is when Justin Tucker kicked that 66-yard memo last year, NFL record.
Yeah. I still don't believe that.
Said he went home.
And the ball still had room to go.
Yeah.
Jesus.
In Detroit. That's what made it sweet. It was in Detroit.
Sorry.
Don Burr,
hey, Tony.
I feel sorry for you, Don.
Listen, Tony, tell me about your roster because, we're looking at our roster here, and I don't see any. The offensive line is still a reason for concern. Show did pick out Tavarius Moore. Our safety situation without the leader out there. It is a little something to think about without J-Dub out there running things because he was going to be the field general out there as far as that area is concerned. Pretty much a secondary period. Him being the veteran player out there. You know what? The roster otherwise, there's so much depth. What are you seeing the same thing in Atlanta? What's going on out there?
I'm concerned about our defensive line. We got Grady Jarrett as one starter, defensive end. The other one is Taquan Graham. He was a 4th-round pick last year out of Texas. He's good, though. But Marlon Davidson's on IR, our 2nd-round pick I told you about. I think we ought to cut him. He's done absolutely nothing in 3 years out of Auburn. Deion Jones is put on IR, but our linebacking core is deep.
I'll trade you Willie Snead for that defensive linebacker. The defensive lineman, you know what I'm talking about, Willie Snead, boy. Hey, you know what, though, Tony? It's this year, you guys, defensive line is a position that usually a winning team has to be stout at. You know what, though? Your team's still trying to put the pieces together, though, from what's his name leaving, aren't they?
Yeah, and we didn't. I was kind of disappointed we didn't draft a defensive lineman in the 1st round. But I was hoping we would pick up one off the waiver wire or a free agent. And we did with Goldman, and then Goldman left, he retired. So that kind of set us back a little bit. So, but Ronbo,
Yeah,
we got
like the
Ed
Alex
Russell.
Mack deal with us. I still don't believe Alex decided to get married and go have fun with his life instead of helping us. Jesus, Alex,
Yeah.
why now?
One more year. Yeah. And I gave him some props. You and I both know the Detroit Lions offensive line is top 3, one of the best offensive lines in football. But
They've been working on it for how many years? That's the way it takes years to actually build both lines, defensive and offensive line. So,
yeah,
I thought I
yeah,
saw.
Don Burr with the name calling. I'm not going to stoop. Go ahead, Don. Keep doing it.
You know what? I saw a deal between the Falcons and the 49ers brewing. I don't know if you saw it or not, but
No, I didn't.
I found that interesting. I should have bookmarked that. I said, whoa, Falcons and 49ers? And who is this guy, right? I'll have that ready next time. But can you imagine? We haven't done any deals together on the Falcons in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. He said I got a Jerry curl. I'm actually bald.
The dog.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing. This is why fandom is the most. This is why if the Rams lose to Buffalo on Thursday night, it will just make my world. I will smell roses in the middle of a sewer. The sun will be shining in the middle of a hurricane. You know what I mean? The whole world just gets better when certain teams are losing. The Cowboys are such a joke nowadays. I don't even trip on them like I used to. The Hawks still concern me. I don't know what they're working on or what they're doing. I still see them running some kind of a covert mission and getting at teams somehow because Pete Carroll is, I hate to say it, Russell Wilson, one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life, but Pete Carroll actually may be one of the best coaches I've ever seen, too. I don't know how he gets those players to play like that. Some of them aren't that good, Tony, and Pete Carroll gets to play the best football.
And I'm telling you, I already told you, Pete Carroll hit 2 home runs in the first round and the third round with his starting left tackle in the first round and Abraham Lucas at right tackle in the third round. That dude's a monster. He's been dogging players ever since preseason, knocking them on the ground, pancaking them. Oh, my goodness. That Abraham Lucas out of Washington State, we got to see him week 3, too. We got to go up there.
They got that one good running back, too, that actually he's got some help over there now, other than Mr. Penny.
Oh, yeah, Rashard Penny.
Rashard Penny, that other kid, too.
Yeah, they drafted Kenny Walker out of Michigan State in the second round with one of their 2 second-round picks.
I didn't even know about him. I know the other guy they had last year that was coming in the game to fill in for that other battering ram they had that got hurt. He didn't do bad. One thing about Pete Carroll, he's almost as good as the 49ers are at finding good running backs.
Yeah.
The Rashard Penny draft was kind of silly. But then I could also say the Trey Sermon draft was silly for us. So, you got to be careful when you're drafting running backs.
I'm going to tell you what, Ronbo, the running backs that I've seen that I like, the Minnesota, I've always liked Dalvin Cook. And you know about Alexander Mattison, his backup, right? Down at Boise State. Yeah. He's really good. They drafted this kid this year in the 5th round, same round we took Tyler Algier out of BYU, named Ty Chandler. Ronbo, he's very impressive. I've seen him all preseason. He's 5'11", 204. They got 3 solid backs now in Minnesota instead of 2.
Man, see, Tony, this is what I'm saying. And I remember that kid when we played him too. Here's what I always say. Running backs do not come into the league and have to develop. Usually they come right in. It's like plug and play because they were already good in college, and they're going to pretty much do the same thing in the NFL because that's what that position is all about. They may as well be a special teams player. You don't teach a kicker how to kick after he gets to the NFL. You don't teach a long snapper how to snap when he gets to the NFL. Running backs come in, and I remember when Zeke first came in that year, even Frank Gore came in his year. All of great running backs, they didn't take a long time to heat up and get going. So Elijah Mitchell last year, another great example. He shocked me. I said, damn.
No, Don Burr, I'm not eating. I've eaten hours ago. I ate dinner with my wife hours ago. Hey, I bet you don't have a wife or even a girlfriend. Knucklehead.
Let me.
Hey,
Tony, we're gonna
Ronbo,
yeah. Real quick.
Trey Sermon, that was a big disappointment. I saw y'all cut him, man, but y'all had to do what y'all had to do.
Well, you couldn't beat out the other guys. The 49ers were worried about losing Jordan Mason. And I said, yeah, and you're damn right you should be worried about losing Jordan Mason. You're not going to put him on the practice squad. They would have took him faster than they took Trey Sermon. And they were right. They kept Jordan, and they left their most expendable man. We got a running back room now that makes nothing but sense. Yeah, I mean, anybody was watching. You got Jeffrey Wilson Jr., you got Elijah Mitchell, you got Jordan Mason, and that's the fourth guy. Jordan Mason, Jeffrey Wilson Jr., Elijah Mitchell. Who am I missing? Well, we got four. Tyrion Davis Price, the guy we just drafted. That is the four best running backs we got. If you're only going to keep four, that's the right ones. I like JaMychal Hasty. I wish we could have kept him, and I wish we could have kept him on the practice squad if nothing else. But the four top guys, the 49ers got it right this time. That's the best running backs you got. So.
Rudy just came into the chat, Ronbo.
Oh, that's why we're leaving. Yeah, we're closing shop then. Sorry, I'll see you tomorrow or the next
Mariota. Day. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Watch out for Marcus Mariota, Drake London, Cordell Patterson.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you guys got Drake
London.
And? Tony?
That's it.
That may be plenty. You never know what you got until they get started during the season, too. So, Tony, I'll tell you what I was just saying. I'll see you tomorrow the next day for show. All right?
Yes, sir. And Patrick, my homeboy, remember what I said the last couple chats. The KC Chiefs will get either the first or the third wild card. You're not winning that division, so get used to it. Good night, Ronbo.
Night, Tony. I love it, Tony. Tony comes in and gets a microphone to talk to you people.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tony, you're right about the Chiefs. All right, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, the Chiefs got – all right, you too. Yeah, the Chiefs got some serious competition this year. This ain't no cakewalk this time, Kansas City. Dorothy, this is not – I can't do it. This is not Kansas. I really love the Chiefs situation this year because you got rid of one of the most devastatingly dynamic weapons in the NFL. And if you think you're going to run along the same shores as you were running before, think again. Oh God, Raiders, boy, don't get any ideas, Raiders. The Lord and I have a relationship that I know He is not going to lie. I pray daily. Keep the Raiders under, please. Don't let them win a damn thing. I don't want to hear it. See, if you guys would act mature and act like you've been there, done that, stop getting carried away and stop being like the Rams who've never been there and just recently done it. Grow up. Leave me alone. Anyway, it's like, I have these people in my family. That's, this is, I'm talking to mainly. Fam, I can't wait to see you tomorrow the next day. Meanwhile, Red and Gold Dreams to you, fam. Thanks for the contributions tonight. Always appreciated. Please subscribe. I want to find you when we have this good time. Hit like. Niners! For the win.